What it do, good people? Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Politics, Innocent or Guilty edition. Yes, tonight we're talking about Torey Lanez, DDG, and I always mess up her name, Haley Bailey or Holly Bailey, and the Diddy trial. Also, we got the escaped inmates. We'll talk about that a little bit. And also Trump is going on a pardon spree. He done pardoned Larry Hoover. Well, he commuted his sentence. He's still not free. And YB got pardoned. I think that was real news. But yeah, we're gonna talk about all that tonight. How are y'all doing, good people? How are y'all doing? Glad to see y'all here, man. Glad to see y'all here. We're gonna open up. We're gonna open up with Miss Maya Lee. I got her queued up. Let me where is dang. Soon as I do it, I forget, huh? But yeah, I got her queued up. Let me get her on the screen real quick. Where we at? Where we at? Boom. Boom. Let's get her on the screen. Go. Let me unmute her. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Maya? I'm messing up your name, Mia. Can you hear me? Or am I not connected? No, I'm connected. Can you hear me? Yo, yo, yo. Can you hear me? I guess you can't hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, now you hear me, but we can't hear you. Let me.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
There it go, man. Wow. Wow. There it go.
Hey,
What it do? What it do?
how you doing? I'm
Doing
mad I
good.
can't see you.
Oh yeah. You know how that go. You know how that
Yeah,
go. Uh I just got my hat on, man. I look the same every time I'm on here, man. I might look a little better, just a little better.
every
But
time you, I either got hair, don't have hair. I don't know. I be having a lot going on.
nah, that's what's up. Okay, I see you got the professional setup though. You on the mic and everything.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm at
clap.
home.
Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Yeah, I see the sunflowers in the background and everything.
Nice and bright.
Uh,
I didn't turn my lights or nothing on yet, but
okay. So
finally
look. Oh my
home.
bad. Keep going. What'd you
You
say?
okay? I said you finally caught me at home in my element because normally I'm out of town
Yeah.
hiding in the bathroom.
Yeah, the last you was on a honeymoon podcast retreat.
Yep.
Yeah, dang, you're right. Okay, so look, you know what's going on. So let have you heard about the DDG and Holly Bailey situation?
Yeah. It's so uh
How you
it's I got mixed feelings about it.
mixed feelings?
I
Okay,
have
how you feeling?
because okay, my thing is she came out said that he has once I'm sorry, my kids just walked in. But now she coming out saying that he hurt her, right?
Yeah.
My thing is people are more upset at her for coming out speaking the truth than at him for actually doing the action. That's where the confusion come in at because I don't understand that at all. Like now in 2025, well, maybe since the beginning of the time, like victim blaming towards black women is just at an all-time high.
Mm,
And I get it. A lot of people lie. But what reason would this girl have to lie?
okay. So you feel like she telling the truth. Like you don't think despite the celebrity a lot of celebrities rocking with DDG. saying that
I
that's
feel
not
like
of
a
his
lot of
character.
celebrities, they saying it's not of his character because they never been in a relationship with him. You don't know a person till you live with them and until you have kids with them. Them the two
Mm,
different levels of people. Like, cause you can be boyfriend and girlfriend with somebody all day and be friends with somebody all day, but you do not know what it's like living in the household with that person 24/7. So those people talking, they just talking about what they know, but they have not lived with
mm.
years and months. So of course you don't have that side of you never seen that side of him because you never been in a relationship with him.
Dang. Okay. So have you have you ever had to fight one of your significant others?
Yeah,
Did did you feel like you was being abused at that moment?
no, because I know how to fight, and I'm a person who you're not gonna just beat me up. That's not gonna ever
Mm,
be a thing. I've always been a tough girl, but I also know that everybody's not tough like I am. Like I grew up with a lot of brothers, and I used to fight my brothers all the time. So I ain't nobody ever just gonna beat me up. Like that's not. I didn't feel abused because
okay.
well, I can tell you the situation real fast. Like he thought, I guess he used to hitting girls and they submit to him, but
Mm.
he swung on me and I like zipped it. And then I squared up. I'm like, what's up? He like, oh, B, you want to fight? I'm like, shit, I'm gonna protect myself. What you trying to do? He wasn't used to that though. He was like, oh, you a tough one. Yeah, I am. What's up? What are you trying to do? And then we did what we had to do.
Did what you had to do. Okay. Uh wow. So you don't think Haley's that type of girl? You don't think like maybe cuz I've heard people say that they've seen her hit him before.
Now in a relationship, yeah, I'm saying, yeah, she probably, I don't know if you know, but a lot of people in relationships, you might have a little tussle, a little disagreement or something like that. Not all the time, because a man should not put his hands on a woman. And a
Mm.
woman should not put their hands on a man either. Let's make that clear. Now, I do believe they had some relationship tussles, but I don't think he just whooped on her. That's what I don't think.
Okay. So you don't think he was just like a you think it was like a one time type of situation where
No,
things
I
went
don't
too
even think
far?
it was just one time. I don't think it was just one time. I think it was a couple times, but I
Okay.
think it was like they're young. They in their early 20s. They got that puppy love. They got that toxic love. And I feel like they both went at it. I don't think he was just whooping on her. I think
Okay.
both were going at it.
Okay. So why so if they're both going at it, when does she become the victim?
When enough is enough and she's not trying to fight, she's trying to avoid the fight, she's not putting her hands on him first, she's literally like, I'm trying to avoid this, please don't hit me. That's when she becomes the victim.
Okay. Okay. And I don't know what happened. I am a black man's advocate though. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want I feel like nowadays a lot of men are getting painted as monsters.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh yeah. So I'm taking up for the men, but I don't condone domestic abuse at all. But
I feel like the confusion coming. I'm sorry, go ahead.
okay. I was just gonna say, but I have been in relationships where a girl would tussle with me, and she might have got a few good ones in on me, and I kind of like had to, hem her up a little bit, like, hold
Like,
up,
hey
now,
girl, chill,
yeah, what is
chill.
you doing, like, so I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying, but I'm saying like it do get
That's
that
what I'm saying.
way.
It get like that when you young and y'all tussling, yeah, but I don't think he was just knocking her head off her shoulders. I don't think that was the case. Now I do think it may have gotten to a point after they have their son, because a lot of times women stop liking stuff like that. Like when you have kids. When you young, that toxic shit is cute. It's adorable. I don't know why we like that. Ladies,
Yeah.
I do not know why we like that stuff. But once you mature a little bit and you have kids, you don't be with all of that no more. Like, no, don't put your hands on me. No, I don't want to do like stuff changes. So I do feel like they were tussling, and then eventually she was like, yeah, no, this not working for me. I don't think we should, be tussling no more. We have a kid. He shouldn't have to see this. And DDG probably like, nah, we've been doing this. What's up? Like, and
So that's what you think. You think it was just like he wanted it to keep going type
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
I I think I ain't gonna lie. I feel like she the toxic one. I really do.
She very much can be because she's so quiet. The quiet ones be very sneaky.
Yeah, and I feel like, I think he kind of just was ready to move on. And once he had a baby around other females and stuff, she kind of like said, "Yeah, I got you. I got you one. I got
I
something
feel
for
like
you." That's what I
some,
think.
I feel like it's some things that was not talked about with their relationship with the public because really with their relationship, we don't know who left who. We don't know
Mm,
um why they broke up. We just know that they did break up. So if
yeah,
there is a bit of bitterness with that breakup, which we can tell there is some bitterness because he was going online saying I can't see my son and she was just like I don't want my son on live. Like it was definitely some bitterness going on between the two because of their breakup and we don't know what that was. Now it could be
right.
on some stuff like he was cheating on her and she was like enough is enough and I'm not going through this no more and she left him and she bitter because he broke her heart and he bitter because he thought she would never leave and she
Yeah,
probably trying to get some get back like nope you're not going to I'm gonna make sure you don't see your son I'm gonna tell people you beat on me because I got the proof because you chipped my tooth.
yeah. I mean, yeah. But how did was her lip busted on that picture?
No, it was just the chip tooth.
Yeah. How do you get a chipped tooth without a busted lip?
that's
Or does that happen commonly?
that's a really good question. I don't know unless she got hit with a mouth open because it was the top tooth that
Like that. That's crazy. That ain't funny though. I just thought about it when you said it. Dang. Okay.
because she could have
Wow.
been laughing like Bob. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a possibility, but I
It's a
do feel like
possibility.
we gotta stop victim blaming. I understand it is an attack on black men right now, but it's a lot of victim blaming going on, and I feel like everybody should just chill until we know the facts because the victim
There you
blaming
go.
is crazy.
There you go. Let me see what Kelly said. She said, "Oh, Kelly said even if you fight back, domestic violence is never okay in a relationship."
I agree, but
But
when
I
you
think
young,
it's more for a man though. I think like the women can lead with victim blaming, but I think it only turns into abuse if the man is doing it. Like that's how I feel like that's how
no,
people really
I
feel.
don't. Well, yeah, that's how people feel, but that's not how I feel. I feel like women should never put their hands on men anyway. Because if you're a woman and you put your hands on a man, you know what? Not even let's just take the woman and man out of the situation. Because my favorite thing to say for every action, there's a reaction, and you cannot control the reaction to your initial action. So, with
Right.
that being said, if you're a woman, don't put your hands on a man if you ain't trying to get your head knocked off your shoulder. If you can't
Okay.
fight for real,
Dang.
don't put your hands on a man because you can't get upset if he swing back.
Mm, mm. What about Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion? How you feeling about that?
Ooh, I feel like Tory just need to take that L because I
It's
don't care.
already an L. Like
It's
taking
already
the L, he's already took.
it is already took, but
Already
he
took.
just need to keep that L quiet to himself because if you truly know that old girl really was the one that did it, why
Mm,
would you let a whole entire court hearing go on without speaking up and saying up? Why would you allow these people to sentence you to do time for a crime that you did not do? Tori, you ain't never said you were street. You a R&B rapper. Nobody said
yeah.
you were street. You the only person trying to be hard.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would. I don't know. I can't say like to me. Oh dang, I might just be. I don't know. Like I feel like it's something to it. Like I do feel like Meg lied on something.
I don't
Like
think she lied. Everybody bringing up that lying stuff. That lying stuff, she lied about two things that people need to really pay attention to. The two lies that this girl done told. The
okay,
first lie she told was when she told Gail that she never slept with Tori. I would have lied too. They ain't know nobody business. What me being pew pew got to do with who I slept with? The two don't equate. She
okay,
lied about that. And the other lie she told was when she told the police that he did not do it because she was trying to protect him initially because she did not want their reputations to be destroyed because they in the music industry and she was trying to protect him
from.
from the police.
But why would you? I don't. Okay, I disagree.
She wasn't even the one that filed the charges. The state filed the charges, not her.
Yeah, but not on tour. They just said somebody shot, and she pointed out to her. Cause like
That was
she say that they didn't fight. I think Megan Thee Stallion and her friend fought. I think they was throwing down.
well, that's the story that's coming out now that they was fighting and
Yeah.
the
So who was more likely to shoot? Like, why would a man shoot at two women that's fighting? I don't understand it.
well, listen, when you little like that, when you 5 feet and then you got a 6 foot woman
But
coming,
they say he didn't have no bruises on him though.
they was allegedly they were fighting because Kelsey found out that
She was smashing the homie. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
So I feel like
I
why
don't know.
I feel like Kelsey. I really do like. But I hate it's turned into like a black woman thing. I just think Kelsey shot her.
The thing is,
Because
Kelsey
it
very
make more
well,
sense. It make more
it,
sense to me.
and it does make sense. But what does not make sense is Torey, why would you allow an entire case to? Why would you allow yourself to get convicted if you know you ain't do it?
Why would
That's the part
Megan?
I'm not understanding. And I
I
don't
get
think
that,
Megan, no, I don't think Megan, honestly speaking, I don't think Megan lying. I just really, truly, and honestly think Megan does, she don't know who shot her. Just imagine the
but
drunken night.
why would you say I'm trying to protect somebody that shot at me? Like I have no love for somebody that shot at me. It don't even
That
make
is,
sense to me.
I'm gonna be, and I'm not big on astrology, but I know Megan Thee Stallion is an Aquarius like me, and we do dumb shit for the people that we care about. I promise you, we will
Yeah.
protect, cover, we will stop. You like you just the type of love and care that an Aquarius have, we will protect you to the fullest, especially at the height of what was going on at the time when everything
Mm.
happened. Like the police was taking black men lives back to back. They still doing it now, but everything was crazy. People scared of the police. I don't think she know who did it, if I'm being honest. And I think
Okay.
that is why she tried to protect him because she didn't know who did it. She just knows somebody
But
did.
she say she saw him do it though. She said I saw Tory lean out the rear passenger side and shoot.
I don't think she know. I think now that may have been a lie. I think she don't know who did it because it's just not making sense. If you saw him doing it, how is now he saw Kelsey do it? And where was Kelsey when you saw him leaning out the window to do it? Was she also in the car? Because it
Yeah,
could have
she
been
said he had to lean over her, and I'm like, well, why she wouldn't have tried to? Well, I
stop.
guess I ain't gonna
Or
say she would try to. Well, I don't know, man.
it,
I guess whatever happened was supposed to happen because he in jail.
yeah, I just feel like if he know for a fact he did not do it, he should have spoke up during his trial and not let them sentence him for some shit he didn't do. Because I would have
Yeah.
never let them tell me, "Oh, you got to do time." Nope, I'm not. Listen, she did it. It was really her. We got the evidence. Like, why would you wait till now once you get harmed to come out with the truth?
I don't think he waited till he got harmed. I think they said the thing was already in motion. He just ended up getting harmed. Like they even saying that had something to do with
I don't know. I feel like him getting
Rock Nation or something.
probably was a little setup. I don't know. I feel like him
I
getting
think he
harmed.
took 14, 14 for the cops.
Yeah, I think he was like,
Did
"Hey,
you
look,
see the video? It ain't look like he took it for the cops. He was
yeah,
fighting for his life.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw the video. He was kicking and squirming on the floor trying to get Buddy not to do it.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know, man. It's just it don't make sense at all. Like none of the things that happened that night make sense. Y'all at a party with Kylie. Y'all turning up. Y'all lit. Y'all get in the car. How did the discussion come about that you find out that Meg and Tori was smashing? Then you got upset at your friend, which don't make sense to me because you get to scrapping with your friend. I get it. You mad at your friend for smashing your man. Why are you not also mad at said man? You mad at your friend and you allegedly pew pew your friend, but you not mad at the man.
You talking about the Kelsey?
I'm Kelsey. Yeah, you if she did it, you got that upset with your friend, but you wasn't upset with Tori.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of women do that though. Or a lot of people that get cheated on, they get mad at the person that was doing that.
Which is
You
very
know what I'm
dumb.
saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get mad at the partner. They get mad at the
I get mad at everybody. Okay, I'm not even
yeah.
gonna. My number one question is
But I
Did you?
mean, I can see, but they friends though. It's deeper than that. Like it ain't
It is,
because it's Tory or it's because she's
yeah,
so
but
in
if
love. It's
that's
because she my
your friend, you
friend.
know what type of friend you have. You know what type of friend you have. I got a homegirl who she never been around my husband because I know what type of person she is. She's
Yeah,
never like me and her been friends
dang,
for a long time. But I know what type of person she is. I would never let her around my man.
that's deep. Having a friend that'll smash. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
your
she don't
partner is crazy. I
she
can't be
don't
friends
care.
with you at all. So
You can't really you would think you can't be, but you just keep the two separate. I don't she don't come to my house, she don't come around him, she don't
man,
I just know what type of person she is.
that's a whole nother topic. We gonna have to get on that one day. Dang man. So look, if you can stick around, I think I'm gonna get you back on
Okay.
later. I gotta make another call,
All
but
right.
I like where this was going though. Like I
Oh yeah,
said, I'm
get
not an
on that
advocate, huh?
Diddy.
Yeah. Say you want to say something real quick about that? I think he should go to jail. I think that nigga
Oh yeah, for sure
crazy.
he should go to jail. It's just back on the victim blaming, like what we talked about earlier when you was like, at what point did it become like did she become a victim? I feel like one or two things. Either Cassie did like the little freak offs and she was having a blast, and then eventually it got to a point where she was like, enough is enough and I don't want to do this anymore. That's when she became the victim, when she started saying no and he started doing everything under the sun, like trying to stop her from talking to other people, blowing up car, all that stuff. That's when she became the victim. But I do feel like she enjoyed it at first. She from the text messages it looked like she was with it.
She,
She was
yeah,
a
she
willing
a, she a
participant.
little
But
freaky girl. You know,
oh
it's
yeah, I
cool.
don't see how her husband sitting there listening to all that stuff.
Yeah,
That is
she freaky.
crazy.
He with it too. He with it too. He
You
probably,
think
you know what
you think they
I'm saying?
still go freak offs together now?
I mean, 30 million will make you look past a lot of stuff. You know.
Okay, but
If she got 30 million, I'm gonna just look past that. You know,
yeah,
I'm gonna
let me
take.
look on it. Yeah, she got her set for life. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one for the team. Well, no, yeah,
I wouldn't be able to sit through that. I'm sorry.
man. But look, I'm definitely gonna get you back on. Let me
All
get
right.
this other person on, man. Thank you for being a
Nope.
part. Hop back in the chat, talk your stuff.
I sure will. See you later. Thank you for having me.
All right. Boom. Okay, that's so we got another special guest coming in. Where we at? Where we at? Let me cue him up. Are you ready? You ready? Are you ready? I think you ready. Get on man. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Man, welcome to the greatest podcast on Facebook. Tell them who we got on the line, man.
It's your boy CC, aka Walter Nelly, aka the Concerned Citizen, live and in living color on a Saturday night. You already know.
Let's go. Hey, I know the concerned citizen be out there doing some things, man. Hopefully I ain't
Yeah.
catch you in between something. But look, we got DDG, Haley Bailey, we got Torey Lanez, and we got Diddy, man. Where you want to start, man? How you feeling?
Man, look. You tell me. Let me tell you something. All of it, I got something to say about. I got concerns about every name you just listed. So
Hmm.
look, we can start with DDG.
Let's do it, man. What you got to say about this young black brother, man? You think he the abuser? Are you what you how you rocking with it?
Let me tell you something, I mean, it ain't never good to put your hands on nobody. I like
Mm.
what I was hearing earlier with your previous guest, We don't want to put hands on nobody. All right. Let's start there. All I'm saying is why you gotta be storing the pictures and I mean, why you gotta submit the restraining order though? Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta go as
Mm.
far as to limit me and my son access? You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
not scared of me and him. Let's keep it a buck. We might have tussled a bit, and that ain't right. All I'm saying is that same chip too she took a picture of, she had that same too. That two been like that since I done seen her.
Snap. So you saying the chip too been there?
Man, I seen Chip too. I mean, I saw that on TikTok about a year ago. And shit, man, she posted a TikTok talking about some, oh yeah, I chipped my tooth, nothing big. I mean, now all of a sudden I see it in a lawsuit keeping DDG away from Halo. I don't like that.
Black fathers need to be in their son life.
They be in their son life. Black
Mm.
fathers need to be in their son life. What's happening is they taking away our black millionaires and our black billionaires, and people sitting here letting it happen. And we sitting here letting it happen like it's a kumbaya. That's what they doing.
So you okay? How you rocking with the Tory?
Let me tell you something. I'm seeing too many conflicting reports. Because at one moment she said she ain't fuck Torey, okay? I'm like, all right, cool. You know, hey, maybe you wasn't ready to say you gave him that, you gave it up to him. All right, there. You ain't say, oh, well, some glass. Oh, no, he actually shot us. Okay, well, strike two. All right, we got two. That's 2 strikes for me. I go a 3-strike system. All right? Then 3, what I hear is we got new evidence from the people, the bodyguard. They saying Kelsey did the shooting. Okay, well, look, we out. We need to let Torey out. We need to go ahead and let him out just due to insufficient evidence. I'm going to just say it like that. Let me tell you something. They trying to lock away our millionaires and billionaires, and I ain't going to let it happen. I'm tired of them trying to lock away the black millionaires and billionaires. Meanwhile, you got plenty of these white folks over here doing the same thing, and guess what's happening? Nothing.
We gotta comment in the chat. We gotta comment in the chat. Miss Bazira says, if you can't handle your emotions well enough not to lay hands on me, I don't trust that you will do it with my child.
I don't trust that you'll do it with my child. I mean, let me tell you something. I hear you. We don't know who put hands on who though. She showed us pictures of some bruises that we don't know who gave the bruises. Okay, so that's all I'm saying from me. I mean, I'm with you now on the fact of don't put your hands on nobody if you're gonna put your hands on me. But at the end of the day, I do not believe that DG has shown any sort of ill will towards his child in any heart, harm, or danger. If you want to go after me with a domestic violence lawsuit, immediately press your charges and persecute me as well. However, the restraining order and limiting me from seeing my child is a bit too much off of the evidence we got. I just need to see more.
Diddy, man. I mean, we can come back to all 3 of them, but I'm making sure I hit the point. What about Diddy? So how you feeling about Diddy? Like Diddy a freaky man, right?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like he just like to fuck a lot. He fuck weird. Let me tell you something. I ain't for it. I'm not going to sit here and tell the good folks on Facebook that it's okay for this man to be getting another man nut rubbed on his nipples. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that's not a crime. All I'm saying is them saying that Bad Boy Enterprises is a drug ring. I don't believe that. Let me tell you something. I don't believe that. You're not going to sit up here and get this black millionaire Rico for being freaky when you got a white motherfucker who created the WWE, Vince McMahon, accused of doing worse shit, accused of shitting on a woman's head while drugging her and having sex with her, forcefully shitting on her head. And this man just opened another company, and nobody wants to see him in jail, but everybody wants to see Diddy go down. But you got a white man, a 70-year-old white man shitting on a 29-year-old woman's head. Nobody saying nothing about it. Nobody saying nothing about it. But all I hear is Cassie this, Cassie that. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all mad because y'all didn't get the invite. Let's call it what it is.
You don't think they wanted to? Whoa, hey, you snapping tonight? Are you on the
They
Brown? Are you on the Brown?
Let me tell you something. I'm on the facts tonight. I'm just on the facts. I'm on the real deal. No Holyfield.
Man, okay. Vince McMahon took a dump on somebody.
Yes, yes, yes. Defecated. Him and another 70-year-old man, who was a major operator in the world wrestling entertainment, a $billion industry, shitted on a woman's head after drugging her and raping her. And it's Janelle Grant. The woman's name is Janelle Grant. It's Googleable evidence. You can chat GPT it. And let me tell you something. We don't want to spend time doing that. We want to spend time saying Diddy need to go to jail for beating on Cassie. And let me tell you something. I ain't saying he right. I'm just saying that's not what the charges brought against him include. And that's just what it is. Hello? Can you hear me?
His foot. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Am I back? Am I back? Man, that what the fuck? I don't know what's going on. I might have a little shortage or something, man. That scared me. I thought Facebook had muted me for the concerned citizen. I, I thought they done mute me because he was going crazy, man. He was going crazy, man. He was going crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That threw me off. Okay. Okay. Hold on, man. Do we need to finish it with CC? Do we need to finish the concerned citizen? Yeah, I think he need to like just chill. What y'all think? Do I need to call him back? I got another caller. Do we need it? Do y'all need to finish? Did y'all need to finish hearing what he's saying? Was y'all rocking with the concerned citizen? Was y'all rocking with him? He say yes. Yes, get him back on here. Okay, hold on. Let's make that call. Yeah, can you hear me?
Dang, I'm like, dang. I was spending so much fast, I can shut the podcast down for a minute.
I thought
Holy
I,
cow.
I thought they had muted me or something, man. You was going crazy.
Wow.
Man, let's slow it down a little bit on like you was getting a little graphic, but what did you want to say to wrap it up, man? We got
Hey, all I'm saying is this, man. Look, all I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, I saw my good guy Steph Wash in the chat living up to the white man standard. Ain't about living up to the white man standards, sir. Ain't about living up to the white man standards. But at the end of the day, we need to stand behind these black men, hold them accountable, but at the same time, let's not be so quick, because what's happening is they're locking up all our billionaires and billionaires and little Pookie and little Quan down the street, terrorizing our grandmas, terrorizing our stores, raping our own women. And let me tell you something. It ain't enough therapists in the world to psychologize a lot of y'all kids. Let me tell you something. Some of these kids with Quan and Mimi got to be put away for good.
hey, I'ma just he's snapping, but he loud in my ear. He loud in my ear, man. I think I just needed to hang up on him, man. I think he a little drunk, man. I'm scared he gonna say something. I'm scared he gonna say something too crazy, bro. I'm gonna have to come back to him. He he be drinking sometimes. It's Saturday. He probably off that brown. I don't know. I don't know. He's scaring me though. Facebook might hit me with a community charge after that one. Facebook might hit me with a community guideline after that one. I ain't gonna lie. Let's let's see if we can hear from somebody that we haven't heard from in a while. We got the free thinker. See what he on. See what he on. See if we can get him on, man. But yeah, Torey Lanez, DDG, and Diddy, man. It's kind of crazy. Miss Bruna says, hold them accountable when it's due. We not talking about a weed charge. We talking about grown men abusing women. Accountability regardless of race. Period. I believe in holding people accountable. I believe in holding people accountable. But would you say like with the Tory Lane situation, it's kind of crazy. I don't know what really. I mean, if we if he shot her, he deserved to be in jail. That's wild. And then in California, if you just shoot a gun, you probably going to jail. Like it's all with. But with the DDG situation, it seemed like she. I mean, I don't know, man. I just got a funny feeling about it. I think she being a little. I think it's more than what's going on, man. I think she going into that control. She trying to control too much. She trying to take him away as being a dad, man. That's what I really think. But I don't know though. Maybe he could have been. I don't know. I can't say, but I don't know. I done seen videos and stuff of Haley Bailey talking, and she admitted to kind of being toxic. Like she admitted to, but that don't mean she deserved to be abused. I'm not saying that, but I think I don't know. I think it's just more to the story. Mr. Andrews said he's wild as man. Any nigga supporting Diddy tripping. Yeah, supporting Diddy at this point is wild. He blowing up people's cars. He rubbing man juice on them. Like he was doing a lot. He worked hard to get in jail. He was working hard. He was working hard for the Rico or the Frico, whatever y'all want to call it. He was working hard for that. Oh, okay. We got the free thinker in the room. I just ain't looking at the thing. Let's get him right. Let's get him right, man. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Can you hear me? Let me tell him to come back in. Dang, bro, I ain't been professional tonight. I had to switch microphones though. My usual microphone was tripping, like it just kept muting up for some reason. So I had to use this one, but I think the cord got something going on with it, or something. But we good now. But yeah, it threw me off a little bit. Let me tell him to come back in. Tell him to come back in. Why would I care about black billionaires keeping their status and money if they don't care? Hmm. So do y'all? Okay, okay, that's true. That's true. I believe criminals should go to jail. But let me get the free think on before I say this. Hold on. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me get you in here, man. My bad. Paste. Um. Yeah. So you're not gonna be able to see me, but I see you, man, and they see you too. Can you hear me? Oh, let me reconnect your mic. I don't hear you. Say something. Hmm. Your audio didn't come through. See, join back and see if it say something about your mic. Audio acting funny on. But look, okay, black billionaires. But do you? Is it weird that it's always some sexual stuff? Is that not weird to y'all? Like, there you go, there you go.
Hello? You can hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah. Let me get you on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, man. So we just had a concerned citizen come in here and go crazy, man. He say free
Oh
Diddy.
man.
He say free Diddy, free Tory, Haley Bailey, tooth bench up. He say that ain't nothing new to him. I said, dang. I said, wow,
Hey, hey,
wow,
but with that Haley Bailey, man, I've been preaching it about baby mamas for years. Ain't nothing new. It
wow.
ain't nothing new. It ain't
So
nothing new.
so you don't think DDG was abusing her?
Look, I think a lot of things can happen in a relationship, but most times when you hear domestic violence, you hear one side, and you you
Mm.
you don't hear the side of you don't hear the side of what caused it. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people
Oh.
give flack for how I think. You know me. You know what they say. The first thing that come to my mind when domestic violence become a problem, the first question I ask, I'd be like, "What was the last thing she did before he lost his shit?" I think about that all the time because it's always that breaking point. It's always that breaking point. Now you do have some dudes who get straight to the domestic violence and the woman ain't doing nothing. But the majority of the times, man, you have those dudes who reach that breaking point and they'll have to wop bop baloo bop bop bang boom. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. I'm not an advocate. I'm not an advocate for domestic violence. But
Okay.
what I will say is that I understand.
Mm. You un- you
You know,
understand domestic
I
violence?
I, I understand. It's just something. It's just
Wow.
some things that's just. It's just some things that's just pretty much kind of self-explanatory. Because my thing about it is it's just like disrespect. It starts with a little disrespect. But then again, I think the domestic violence comes when a woman get too comfortable. And sometimes, domestic violence can come from a man not healed from his trauma and stuff like that, it is some situations like that. But in most situations that I've been in, most situations that I've heard of from personal stories, it comes from the simple point that the woman keep,
So you
and
think
like
she
you got to
was
leave well
poking?
enough alone
You
sometimes.
think she was poking the bear? That's basically what you're saying.
Hell yeah,
Wow.
yes, yes, and my thing about it is, and like I say, I'm not trying to say DDG is innocent in any of this. It is wrong if you do put your hands on your significant other or female. It is.
Mm.
But then again, at the same time, we got to be real though. You know what I'm saying? Just with knowing the fact that I can't put my hands on you, still don't how you want to act. Period. You know, one thing I'm going to teach my kids. I'm going to teach my daughters to have the right attitude to not be in that position. You know, God forbid if they're in a domestic violence situation, I would think I would want the reason to be that the guy's unstable or he got some unhealed trauma, some shit like that. It's really not gonna matter before I whoop his ass. But it's just the simple fact. It's like I would want to preach to my daughters. I always try to stay level headed. I always try to don't let your emotions run a conversation because
Mm.
you're just gonna go down the rabbit hole.
We
You know
got
what I'm
a.
saying? I was gonna.
I want to
Uh
say we
huh.
got a question in the chat. Miss
Uh
Bruna
oh.
said she said until it's your daughter or sister, huh? So she's saying you got that
Well,
energy now until it's your daughter or your sister.
that's the thing about it. Then whether Miss Bruno, whether you gonna believe me or not, sweetheart, I promise you. I'm going to teach my daughters. I'm going to be objective with my daughters. And if my daughters ever came to me talking about domestic violence, I'm gonna want to know the whole story.
Mm.
I am. And if I get the whole story, of course, me being the father, I'm going to do something. But on that same token, I'm gonna come back and talk to my daughter and be like, I won't tell her you deserved it, but I will tell her shit like this will get you knocked across the head. I'm not gonna lie to
Damn.
my daughter. I'm not gonna lie to my daughters whatsoever. Now,
Damn.
do I want domestic violence to come? No, I do not. Do I feel bad for women who go through domestic violence? Yes, I do. But we
Mm.
can't sit here. We can't sit here and just sit there and say that, you know what I'm saying, that it's always the woman that's the victim in it. I think the man is the victim until he retaliates. But they don't talk about that though. They really don't.
Mm.
Because I bet you Haley Bailey will never talk about the time she was doing some toxic shit or probably doing some shit with the child or doing something like that. Look at the first thing. Look at the first thing she did. I guess when the alleged domestic. Now she playing the games with the child, man. Come on, man. Now he need visitations and stuff to watch his child.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
like, come on.
She said, okay, Miss Bruna not feeling you right now. She say, so if somebody don't like your tone or what you say, it's okay for somebody to hit you?
Well, no, I don't think it's okay to hit anybody. But then again, at the same time, you can't get caught up in how they say it. And are you listening to what they saying? Because sometimes passion can be mistaken for like an attitude, or passion can be mistaken for like trying to like buck up at somebody. If I'm having like a spirited conversation with somebody, it's nothing new for me to like get loud and yell. I can't, what I'm saying, I can use a prime example. A lot of my good friends in my circle, we have passionate sports discussions.
Mm.
And most of the time, and granted, it's apples and oranges, it is. But then again, at the same time, you can be passionate about a particular topic and you're yelling naturally. It's not to the terms of disrespect, but you can't believe another person's opinion. You get naturally loud. So it's just
Okay.
one of those things. I'm one of those ones like that. I get that a lot. They be like, oh my God, Taylor, it's your tone with some stuff. I say, you sitting here focused on the tone, but are you getting the message?
Mm.
Point blank period. I can handle it. Why can't you? And I was gonna say this. I'm still gonna make the video on it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, I'm still gonna make the video on it. But it's one thing that I was gonna put out. I was gonna be like the number one thing. If women really want to be heard in the conversation when it comes to communication, the number one thing women got to stop doing is use the excuse because I'm a woman. If you get rid of that excuse, I think you can have really good conversations with men. Period. Well, with objective men who can really communicate. Because a lot of times, man, it's just like a lot of women think they can get away with some shit because I'm emotional and I'm a woman. Bullshit.
Mm.
You're a human just like me. I would sit here and never tell my daughters that you should act any type of way in a man should just accept the fact that you're a woman. I'm not gonna tell my daughters that bullshit. I'm not. I'm not gonna tell my daughters that. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Cliche as it sounds, it's the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. Will you get emotional sometimes? Yes. But I'll at least try to school my daughters on the fact of even when you reach that level of being emotional and being overwhelmed, overstimulated, try to regulate yourself and keep it about the conversation. Now, days you get mad, call your mother, call me, call one of your best friends, vent, get it off your system, get it out your chest. Don't vent to don't escalate to your partner, man. Don't escalate
Man.
to your partner.
Okay. Okay. How much
Mhm.
time do you got, Mr. Freethinker?
Man, Jay, we here all day, man. Hey, we here all day. I'm back. I'm
I
back and better than ever. No more dialysis. I'm good. We in here. Hey, yeah, they thought I was bad. Now, wait till you get a load of me now.
let me see.
But it's not really necessarily bad. It's just the uncomfortable truth. That's what I like to say. Uncomfortable truth. Once people get past the natural reaction to what I say, they'll sit back and be like, he was telling the truth.
Wow. I think I
Hmm.
got somebody that wanna holler at you.
Hey, what's up?
I
We here
was
all day.
I was gonna talk to him tonight, but it sound like y'all might need to catch a round too. You remember Democrat
Oh,
Chris?
oh man, hey Democrat Chris, look at him. Future mayor of Mississippi, man.
he I talked to him a little earlier. No, he really feeling like I feel like he seeing this totally opposite of what you're saying. What about Tory Lanez? How you feel about the Tory Lanez debacle?
Man, look, did you see that piece of evidence that he dropped, that TMZ dropped about when Meg Thee Stallion was on that corner talking to the policeman?
Come on, when she stepped on the glass, or what you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, that same video. In that video, she didn't say nothing about a gun. She said the police asked her, "Where you get that? How did you get that wound in your foot?" She said, "A piece of glass."
Mm.
Plain as day.
Do you
Plain as day.
and I don't think the truth has been said about what happened that night. Do I think Tory
Hmm.
shot her? I don't know, man. It seemed just something in my spirit say I don't think that's what he did. Like I think Kelsey had I think Kelsey I think they was tussling for the gun. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, who am I
But
to
you
know?
remember the eyewitness? I think what his name was, Sean Wells, Sean something. The witness said he seen Kelsey shoot Megan, and he said he seen Tori get out the back seat.
Hmm.
And my thing about it is, Jay, I love Meg Thee Stallion, but I think her days are numbered because I am a firm believer. Because it's again it's apples and oranges, but it's kind of like one of those situations because he ended up doing jail time. He almost lost his life getting stabbed a million times. But then again, on that same token, bro, it's kind of like a woman falsifying getting sexually assaulted. It gets that deep. Oh, Taylor, why you going to the extreme? Because it is that true. I feel like anybody who lie about some stuff like that should be penalized under the court of law. I
Yeah,
think
I mean, I think
with
if it
Megan.
come out she lied. Well, that's what I wondered too, though. Like, why did she get to change her story? Or maybe,
Man,
or was it because like they knew a gunshot had been fired, so they said she had identified somebody.
yeah, and because once a gun pop off and a lot of people hear, it, you really can't fake that story.
Don't
But
they got some
I
type
think
of detection too, huh? Like when a gunshot go off, it rings
yeah,
something.
and
They can
if you
come in.
look at some of the things, his DNA was nowhere near the gun,
Yeah, they
based
say
off
his.
some paperwork.
Yeah, they say his DNA wasn't really on the gun or something. Like it was point
Exactly,
zero one percent or
exactly.
something. I don't know how true
I
this
think I
is.
think
That's what they say.
I think the big lesson that people are missing. Tory Lanez was fucking with two women, and he just got caught up in some dumb shit. Simple as that. Alcohol got involved. Chelsea and Megan was probably going back and forth competing for a community nigga. Bro,
Hmm.
Tory Lane, if anything, I'm not gonna sit here and say Tory Lane was a victim, but Tory Lane was doing some bad pimping. It was just a bad night. He trying to be like Neo or some shit. It was a bad night, bro. Because I think it was coming to situations where I guess they didn't know that he was fucking with him or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I can't give all the details, but it was just kind of like I guess Kelsey found out he was fucking with Megan or vice versa, and they had got into it. You know what I'm saying? And like whatever reason Tori took the fall for, I don't know. That I don't know. But
Yeah.
even when she lied about having like a relationship with him to Gail King on live TV,
Mm.
And then I'll say you're gonna come back and confess, man, I just did that because I was distressed. Bullshit, you just lied on national television. What makes you think you ain't lying about this shit?
Dang, that's how you going.
Man,
I got some questions in the chat for you.
mm-hmm.
We got a couple of them. Okay, Miss Kelly says, "What logical person drops evidence after the court hearing? All he had to do was prove his innocence."
That's true. But then again, like, but at the same time, it was just like now that is a good that is a good statement right there because what confuses me is the BS he did in court.
Mm.
So they sitting there saying he took the fall to protect Kelsey or some crap like that. But don't you find it ironic the day the evidence drops, he gets stabbed in prison? As soon as that stuff started trickling down, he gets stabbed in prison. Soon thereafter. You don't
You,
find that a bit crazy?
you know, some people saying that he staged it to get out. No, some people saying that.
Shit. Man, that was a hit, bro.
Feel like it was a hit. You
That
feel
was
like
a
they
hit.
knew something was
That
coming.
was
They
a
was trying to get him out of there.
that was a hit. He probably been talking to some people that was like, Tori, if you post that video, do something, there will be repercussions and consequences. Tori said, I'm gonna do it anyway. Man, done got stuff like a damn turkey.
Dang.
He ain't going back to gym pop. Once he get healed up, he ain't going back to gym pop. Hopefully, he'll be out of there by then. Hopefully,
Mm.
because with this evidence coming here, you got like with this founded evidence with Megan saying what she said, bro. You got to go reopen that trial, bro. You got to. But
That's
then again,
sad.
Megan gonna get a pop on her hand. Oh my God, I'm a woman, I'm a victim, blah blah blah. Nah, nigga, you should get counseled.
Okay.
So
We
you
got
you,
some
you
more questions. We got some more questions.
mm-hmm.
Miss Bruna said the doctor literally said it was a gunshot. She literally said she told the cop that at first to avoid getting in trouble. But why she thought she would get in trouble?
Come on now.
Why
See,
Megan thought she
sometimes
was
the
gonna get
answer
in
is
trouble?
within the
That's what
question.
I ain't understand. But maybe
See,
she just thought it was a
yeah,
racist cop or something. Maybe she thought because they was,
man,
I don't know.
it gets tricky with celebrities sometimes. They got to uphold that image because you can also hear in the video, oh, I got an image to uphold. So of course you probably panic and you lie and stuff like that. But come on, man. I think even if you were gonna lie, you at least it shouldn't have been an expense of Tory going to jail.
Mm,
It shouldn't have been. But
mm,
I do think that particular situation is rooted from a deeper problem.
mm.
I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to the entertainment industry and stuff like that. I
Okay.
think it was a lot of BS that caused it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing about it is, it's just like I'm a firm believer. I'm a, I'm strictly black and white. You know what I'm saying? Right is right, wrong is wrong. My thing about do I think Diddy finna get a lot of years? No, but I do think with that video with you field goal kicking Cassie in the face, oh yeah, you gonna get some time for that. You gonna get some time for that. Point
Mm,
blank period. And the same goes for this Tory Lanez situation. If Tory Lanez actually shot her,
yeah.
you deserve to go to jail. But my thing about it is, Megan, if you lie, you deserve some consequences too.
Mm.
Point blank period. And
Uh,
it's, what I'm saying.
oh my bad, but okay. Kelly says the point people are missing is someone got shot.
Oh
Uh,
well, we're not missing that point. Somebody's being accused for doing the shooting. Is the big picture.
mm, you feel like it's the
You know what
wrong
I'm saying?
person. I do
Yeah,
I do
like
think Kelsey had the gun. It just make more sense if like I don't
mhm.
I why was Tory mad? But I mean I ain't saying he couldn't have been mad, but it was like I don't know. Okay, we
Yeah,
got some more questions though.
yeah. What's the question? Shoot,
She
shoot.
said she say who she has sex with is Miss Bruna says who she has sex with is none of anybody's business and has absolutely nothing to do with the case.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If that was the case, she wouldn't have lied in the first place when she was asked about it.
Mm. So you think she was like
At that point, I
embarrassed?
would I would agree with Miss. I would agree with Miss Brown. I want to butcher her name. Yeah,
Miss
like you know what I'm
Bruna?
saying. I
Mm.
would have respected Megan more if she just told the truth and said what she said. Man, who I have sex with is my business. What me and Tori did was in the past.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what? Yeah, Miss Bruna. Like I don't want to butcher her name enough, but
It's
you know what I'm
Bruna.
saying. Forgive me, Miss Bruna, if I'm butchering your name. But you know, I do agree. I do agree with what you're saying, Ms. Bruno. But at that same time, Megan lost all credibility when she lied about it when she had no reason to. What you lying about it for?
Mm.
Why? You could have easily just been like, me and Tori, we had a consistent relationship in the past. We no longer do. So what? What was your motivation for hiding it?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Megan. I'm sorry, Megan. I don't know her. I don't know her personally, but it's a pretty idea. You've been fucking around the industry a little bit. It's okay. You're grown, man. You're grown.
Stuntwise says, I swear some of y'all didn't see the trial. Miss Bruna says again, literally apologized on the phone call to Kelsey. She's saying Tori apologized on the phone call to Kelsey. How you think about what you think about that? Because that was a strange
So
phone
if that's the
call.
case, it was. He probably, it was a strange phone call, but did he admit to shooting anybody though? He just
Nah,
apologized that the
he ain't
night got
admit to
bad.
shooting nobody.
Yeah, he just apologized that the night went left. That's all he was apologizing for. And my whole thing
Facts.
about it was just sit back. Tori was just fucking out with both of them. Like I said, it was some shitty pimping. That's all it was.
Mm,
Shitty pimping.
mm.
It's okay. It's okay. Players. Look. I'm not trying to brag about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had two women pregnant at the same time. It's stupid. It's stupid, bro. It's very stupid. You're gonna get stressed out and you're gonna be mad a lot of days. There's been plenty of times I done had to call my baby mamas and apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, another motherfucker pregnant. I'm sorry.
Mm.
It is what it is, though. It's just, it just got to stand on bit. What comes with most celebrities, man? Celebrities be caring about public perception, man. Everybody human, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near the president of the United States. I'm nowhere near a professional athlete. This, that, and the third. But at the same time, with my mentality, man, we all human, dog. You ain't no better than me. You put your pants on the same way I do every day, and
Okay.
ain't no motherfucking difference.
So we got the we got the man of the hour has made it in. Let's see. Can you still
Yeah, I
let,
can hear. I can.
let me get him on so we can finish talking about this? Dang, I lost my. Oh, there you go. Okay. Copy that. Boom, boom, boom. Hmm. Let's let's get him in here. Let's get him in here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Democrat Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear. Let me
That's
wrap
what's
up
up.
some of these questions and then I'm gonna let you say your piece and then we gonna get to
Mm-hmm.
talking more.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna just run through them, John. You ain't gotta respond to all of them, but I'm gonna run through them. Stump Watch
For sure.
said Stump Watch said she did it to protect Tory, man. Miss Kelly said instead of providing this evidence and preparing for his court date, he was taunting Megan and making music videos with horse legs. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mary B says, I don't think Diddy is going to jail for domestic violence, but these federal charges need to stick. Okay. Miss Bruna says, it's her sex life. The fuck? She don't have to tell her shit. And Mr. Simpwash says, you think she lied over some dang-a-lang. Dang. Okay. That's great. There you go. All of that. Think we lost the free thinker. But I'll let you say your piece. Chris, first of all, what's up, man? How you feeling, man? How you
I'm
feeling?
feeling great. I'm feeling
Feeling
great.
great.
How you feeling? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you got your cape on?
I woke up with it on. I go to sleep with it
Yeah.
on. I
Can you hear
watch it
me?
every Thursday. So yeah, we good to go.
Let's go. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, free thinker.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm putting Democrat Chris on what we was talking about. I want to hear some of his views, and then we're gonna have a
For sure.
roundtable discussion about it. So I kind of know how you feel, but we're gonna go through the little list. We're gonna go through the little
Okay.
list. DDG and Haley Bailey. How you rocking on that one?
Well, so let me give a general statement first, and then I can go specifically into them. My
Okay,
general statement is to preface the conversation with this. I love black men, I love black women, I love black children, I love a black family.
let's go.
Amen.
However,
Amen. Amen.
just because I love black men does not mean I won't hold my black brothers accountable when they're wrong. That doesn't mean I won't hold black women accountable if they're wrong, black children accountable if
Mm-hmm.
they're wrong. I think a lot of times we take our brotherhood to a step that overextends what it should be. And that it's okay to love your brothers and want your brothers to win. But if your brothers are guilty of something, then it's okay for them to be guilty of something. You can still support them. You can still want them to win in the end, but if they're guilty, I mean, as adults, especially as adult men, we know some consequences come from our actions, and we have to live with those consequences. And especially when it comes to disparaging or harming black women, I believe that's one of the ultimate crimes we can do in the black community, as we know our women are already targeted in most aspects of life. Um, as relates to the three cases that we're going to examine, I feel like unfortunately, with the likelihood of DDG being the exception, I strongly believe Diddy and Tory Lanez are both guilty of the crimes alleged by the federal court and the state court. As far as DDG, I do believe this is more a situation I have to wait to speak on wholeheartedly because he hasn't had his dating court, and I don't feel comfortable too much speaking on someone who hasn't went through the entire process. Now they do have a court case coming up soon, I believe in the first or second week of June, and I'll be able to speak more then. But I also have opinions on that too. As far as Diddy, he's in it right now, and Tory, well, he's in prison right now. So I have many opinions on all of them. As far as DDG specifically, um,
Mm.
again, he hasn't been to court. I haven't seen all the evidence, but from what Haley Bailey is alleging is quite egregious for sure. And I think a lot of times we ask why is this situation going on? We're not in these people's homes. We're not in their bedrooms. We're not in their relationships. So a lot of the stuff that is said is easier said than done.
Mm. Mm. There you go. There you go. So I, you know, I've dated a few women in my life.
Uh-oh.
It, things get out of hand sometimes. Things get out of hand, and especially when a child gets involved and the relationship
Mm-hmm.
don't work out, it do get a little crazy sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, putting that right there, Tory Lanez, how I'm looking at it. Okay, did Tory Lanez shoot the gun? He's saying he didn't. Or did he say he didn't? Did he ever just deny shooting?
He never admitted to it.
Did he admit that he didn't do it? Like, did he ever say I didn't do it?
No, I think within that call that was in the court, well, I was some evidence in a sense. He was apologizing to Miss Kelsey, correct?
Yeah,
And
yeah, he
like I said,
apologized.
from what I heard, he was apologizing how the night turned out, and
Mm,
he didn't get into no particular details about the gun and stuff like that.
Well,
mm,
let's be more specific if we're going to speak about what he said.
Hmm.
He was more so apologetic for what he did after being so drunk. They gave me shots at the door, he said. I was so
Hmm.
drunk, he said. I had never been that drunk before, he said. And so
X.
whatever he was referring to specifically happened that night. And
Yeah, absolutely.
so I often hear the defense that, oh, they were arguing over Tory, or it was a fight over Tory, or Tory was having sex with them both. I don't care if they were having sex all together. That has
Hmm.
nothing to do with the specific crime that is being alleged and that he was convicted of in the court of law. And Tory Lane's main problem that I often see with a lot of people, they want to so badly win in the court of public opinion and not the court of law. The court of law
Absolutely.
takes precedence over anything else, and Tory Lanez was so busy trying to win the social media war, he ended up losing in court. And that's what I saw him do. And when it relates to that specific phone call he made, not only did he make that phone call to Kelsey apologizing and speaking about Megan specifically, he also texted
Hmm.
Megan Thee Stallion that same night and said, I'm so sorry. I was just so drunk.
So no, he was apologizing for something that occurred that specific night.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. And from my foxhole, from what I see, I probably well, it ain't no facts yet, but I just believe it. Tory was on some shitty pimping, man. You know what I'm saying? He probably got caught up with some stuff and like, messing with the both of them maybe and stuff like that. But based on when they sitting there saying there wasn't no DNA on the gun, I mean,
So
I,
inconclusive and conclusive are very different. If it's inconclusive, that means we cannot prove it or deny it. That doesn't mean you didn't hold the
mhm.
gun. That didn't mean you didn't shoot the gun. That didn't mean you didn't do anything with the gun. That just means it was inconclusive. What we do know that it was male dominated DNA present. So it was only two males there, the bodyguard and Tory. So which male did it?
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing though. So, but
And I also,
if Tory,
I'm sorry, one more thing. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
also, I want us to pick a story and stick to it. Was she shot? Was she not shot? Did she step on glass or did she not step on glass? Did Kelsey
bingo,
shoot
yeah.
her or did Kelsey not shoot? I want to know what narrative you have, and I want you to stick with it in this
Mm.
conversation. So,
I
so,
don't
so,
think
what's your standpoint?
I don't think that's fair
But
though,
see,
because Megan the one
No,
that brought
no,
up
it's
stepping on
no.
glass. She
yeah,
she
yeah.
brought
But
that
so,
narrative.
Okay, well, let me respond
so,
to
but
that
so,
then. Well,
hmm
if we're gonna speak about someone stepping on glass, do we know the date that this occurred with Megan Thee Stallion when she was? It was July 12th, 2020 is when all this occurred, correct? Or around that time frame.
Hmm.
On June June 2nd, 2020, like a month before that, I was outside in real life protesting about George Floyd. So when she said we were at a disdain with the police, she wasn't lying. Just a month before when she was shot, I was actively protesting against police brutality as well as the rest of the black community in this country. We have a active distrust with police officers, and we also have this no snitch policy in the black community. So why are we acting like it's just so far of an idea to say, oh, somebody would lie to the police initially to protect the person, especially when we already have such a rocky relationship with the police? Does that not make sense?
Not if you getting
no, you
shot
can't.
at.
No,
I
no,
would I
no, you
wouldn't be
can't use that
like
as an excuse.
nobody shot at
Mm-mm.
me. I wouldn't say that. I don't think I would be
But
like nobody shot at me.
I asked this question, Governor. Let me ask you this question:
Okay.
If that being the case, right, and that evidence that popped up when she was talking to that policeman, if Meg was innocent in all of this, why did she in a sense have to say she got an image to uphold? Why did she say that?
Well, one, she is innocent and she is the victim in the situation. Two, she does have an image. She was newly found artist, still breaking barriers as a new artist in the industry. And she knew the way it could be painted in a bad light for her, as it happened regardless. What's crazy to me is it happened regardless of what she did, it still ended up biting her in the proverbial bullet because she still got painted as a liar, still got painted as a whore, and still got painted as someone who lied to the system when she truly was a victim of the situation. That's why she said she
No,
had an image to uphold, because her image was immediately tarnished by the situation that she experienced.
okay, but at the same time, so again, why would she lie about having consensual sex about Tory Lanez on a national interview? She didn't trust Gayle King like the police either.
I don't trust y'all like that. If I was her, I don't trust y'all like that. I don't trust y'all to tell y'all
Who?
no shit like that because hold on, because often you move the goalpost of the conversation. I didn't come to talk about who I was having sex with. I came to tell y'all who shot me. But now the conversation is being devalued by my sex life and what I was doing in my private life instead of who shot me. That's the entire problem. We want to take away and start building our own narratives, so we want to know more details that are not relevant to the case. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if she was having sex with him. It matters who shot her that specific night. They weren't having sex that night, but she was shot that night.
No, that's fair. That's fair from that standpoint in the sense. But then again, at the same time, though, bro, in a sense, she did catch some backlash. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of that backlash came from the fact that she lied about the consensual relationship. Correct?
People did target her or attack her for essentially lying about their sexual relationship. in my opinion, the sexual relationship again had nothing to do with her being shot that night. People can be upset about that, but it's weird to me that they're more upset about that than this man shooting her. That's strange to me. And the thing about it, we're able to go against her testimony because she testified. We're able to go against her
Hmm.
statements because she made them. He was able to run social media games without essentially putting a voice to the story. So we're not able to contradict his lies because he didn't get on the stand like he could have. There was not a gag order stopping him from testifying in the court of law. He could have testified if he wanted to. He chose not to go up there and tell his quote unquote truth. Now, honestly, if I was a defense attorney, I would still advise him not to, as I would
Yeah, I was
advise
just
most
about to
clients
say,
not to
don't
do,
most people
as I would
don't get on the
as I would advise
don't get on the
most
stand.
clients not to
Yeah,
testify.
Yeah, don't get
Yes.
on social.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
don't do
saying.
that.
Like that
Yeah,
was
you can get caught
normal.
up. Yeah,
But,
yeah,
however, that is your constitutional right. If you are innocent and you feel like you want to go prove their innocence, you can get on that stand, and he chose
Yeah.
not to.
So okay, so we're not okay. For me, I'm not saying that. I don't think she got because I now that I know what the court, what police are like, what court considers shot. Like if I shoot at you, say I shoot at you, and the bullet hit glass and glass come out and glass hit your foot, they still consider that me shooting you. So I don't think she got hit by a bullet. I think it was fragments. Well, yeah, it's bullet
so hold
fragment.
on. But is that what they labeled as like what damage to foot? The glass from the bullet ricochet or
No,
actual bullet?
they say bullet fragment. I don't know, but that
No,
wasn't
it's
my
not a
point
no. Wait,
though.
hold on. It's not a they say. Let's
Yeah,
be
that's what the
factual.
medical records say.
No, thank you. It's not what they are saying. It's what the medical
Well,
professional
I'm
who
speaking. I'm speaking
testified in the
generally.
court of law.
But
He testified in the court of law that he retracted and removed bullet fragments from her foot. So she was indeed shot. That's a fact. And if you're
Okay.
speaking about him specifically shooting an entire bullet in her foot, I don't care it was an entire bullet. The fact that any part of a bullet went inside my body, that's
yeah,
illegal and a crime.
nah, I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying I don't think it was Tory. I think it was Kelsey.
Okay, wait. So let's just before we move forward in the conversation, before we move forward, you all agree, you both agree, Megan the Stallion was shot by somebody that night.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah,
shot her.
she's the victim. I
Okay,
give
so
you that. Yeah.
the glass conversation is there. She didn't step on glass before we move on because I don't
Nah,
want y'all to
I think she
backpedal.
stepped on glass
And
too. I think all that
Yeah, yeah,
happened.
but
so
she
why weren't
said,
there cuts on the bottom of her foot?
I think she stepped on
but why would
glass.
she?
So
That was on
Why would she tell?
one second, free thinker. Hold on one
that was
second,
on
one second.
video. That was on video. Her stepping on glass.
Why weren't there cuts on the bottom of her feet
Why was there not cuts on the bottom of her feet?
if she stepped on glass?
I thought there were cuts on the bottom of her feet.
We saw in the fake fraudulent 36 hours later leak, we saw that we could see the bottom of her feet visibly, and there are no cuts on the bottom of her feet.
Okay, so why
I
was
don't know,
she?
bro.
Why was okay? So I'm guessing. So within that video, why would she be like? She told the cop that like the damage to her foot came from glass.
We already spoke about that of why she lied that night and why she said that to protect the situation and protect her, I guess, celebrity status at that point, to not be entangled in what she's still entangled into today.
But we can't. But you can't sit there and give her a pass for what she did that was immoral. She lied.
Okay, well,
So
so if
so so she can lie and still maintain to be the victim, but can't be held accountable for that.
there is no such thing as a perfect victim. And what she did, she wasn't charged with, but he was charged with shooting her. And I'm sorry, if I'm shot and I'm already drinking, I don't have the best mental stability at that point anyway. So I'm not going to hold her accountable as the victim for what she told the police that night and then what she said publicly a
So
few days later. And the medical professional
if that's the
corroborated
case,
what she attested to.
then how can she say who shot her then?
That's a better question.
If everything
What do you
is
mean?
if you
Like
intoxicated, how you
if
know
she
what
was that
happened?
drunk and that gone.
I said that on the basis of her being, I guess, drunk enough to say, well, let me not be 100% truthful. She saw who shot her. Kelsey saw who shot her, and he knows he shot her.
So
I'm not.
why did Kelsey
Go
need
ahead.
immunity? Why did she need immunity?
So, and
Mm.
I'm glad you brought that up because I
Mhm.
want us to all research the immunity that she qualified for. Because I often hear this talking point of why did Kelsey need immunity. Kelsey does not have immunity for whatever she did that night. Kelsey does not have full immunity, and Kelsey is not protected under the law for any crimes that she has committed around that situation. Kelsey received immunity solely on the basis of what she testified to, and that her testimony could not be used against her if she was ever charged with anything. That's all it was. It wasn't immunity to say, well, if you really did it, you can't be charged. It wasn't anything like that. So her immunity was solely based on her giving testimony as a witness, and that happens all the time to garner the testimony of the person you're speaking to.
So, so look,
Okay. Oh, go
I
ahead. Go
got
ahead.
the fact checklist on the screen right now. Y'all can't see it, but I'm on Torey.com. Oh, with a 36hourslater.com.
That's first of all, that's not a reliable source. So I need you to get a reliable source before you
Why is
try
it
to
not
fact check.
reliable?
That you have a fake representative from the Republican Party supporting Tory. I don't believe in
So we
anything they
can't
have going on.
we can't check the fact list. I want to check the fact list.
He's not a source. But I mean, if you want to speak about Kelsey's immunity, if that's what you're fact checking, I'm more than welcome to you to fact check what I said.
We finna go through the fact checklist though. Okay, look, Megan.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
What you want to say, free thinker? Say what you got to say.
No. So I'm curious. I'm curious. So so you can justify Kelsey's thing, and you can be like Tory Lanez. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it seems like okay. Well, let me not put no words in your mouth, Governor. But let me ask you this.
Okay.
So are you of the belief that Megan is 100% innocent, or do you believe Megan kind of has something to do with that night? Let me just get your part on that first.
I mean, it's not illegal to have disagreements. It's not illegal to yell. It's not illegal to have any type of, disdain for someone or any type of verbal altercation. But as far as the actual crime that's being alleged, she's 100% the
Hmm.
victim because she didn't shoot herself. That's the only
Okay.
crime that has been listed and charged from that night. The assault of someone with a deadly weapon, with an assault weapon.
Yes. Yes. Because
And
I'm
let
curious
and
because
go ahead.
no, because I'm curious because now, granted, but within this whole situation, her resume has been full of fraudulent information.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
kind of like, so if you lied on that national interview, and then the particular fact you saying the cause of your thing was glass or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can Megan be 100, even though she may be the victim, how can she be 100% innocent in all this?
As I stated previously, there's no such thing as a perfect victim. So if you're trying to find one, you're not going to find one. If it wasn't this, it would be something else. And I think the problem is a lot of people
Hmm.
want to find something wrong. They look
Mm.
actively to find something wrong and discredit the victim. And so when you're able to latch onto something, you won't let it go. And my example to you right now is the entire glass conversation. We already know she
Hmm.
wasn't shot. We already know glass did not cut her foot, but for some reason, people keep saying that. And again, that's to take away from the real crime that happened that night, her being shot.
But this is what she said, though, Governor. She said
So
that.
And
look,
we've already established that, and I feel like we've moved on from that. She's
so
already
look,
explained why she said it, and she testified in the court of law. But go ahead.
so look. The fact list though. Let's check the fact list. Okay, look, listen. Video and officers confirm Megan stepped on a glass bottle, not hit by gunfire. We saw the video. I can pull up the video if I need to.
They did not confirm that. They said what she said. But
Nah, you
continue.
can see it on the video. Sean Kelly.
They didn't see her. They didn't. How could the police see her step on glass when they weren't there?
But it was a witness that was a witness that seen it firsthand, and he said
He
something to the
never.
fact of
He said she stepped on. He said the witness said she stepped on glass.
Uh,
no. The witness didn't say that, but the witness did say that it was a woman who had a gun that shot Megan.
You're talking
okay.
about Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly, correct?
Yeah, Sean
Yes.
Kelly testified two women fought in the street. One fired first. Tori was still in the car. Why is
Yeah.
Megan is lying about them even fighting?
So let's be clear. When
Hmm.
you're referring to the
Oh.
testimony of Sean Kelly testified on the stand of the court of law, in the court of law, I'm sorry, that he saw the short man shoot the gun 5 times. He saw the gun be shot 5 times, and that's what the jury accounted for. What he actually testified to. As far as what alleged fight happened that night, I
Mhm.
mean that's just a contradicting testimony. Kelsey has never said that. Torey has never said that. Sean Kelly's the only one to say that. So I mean, it's just a discrepancy
Okay.
in testimonies at that point. So I can't. I mean, I mean, he said they said it didn't happen at that point.
Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue. Her
And so
DNA
did
was
Torey.
never her DNA was never tested against the gun.
He Torey had gun residue on her as well, and I believe the DNA was inconclusive.
So like okay, I ain't even gonna do the whole fact checklist. I'll do it on a later video.
Yeah, because
But
I'm running through that. But yeah, go ahead.
nah, not even that. I don't like the fact that when you hear a man say something about like if like the way this case is being handled, it do seem weird. Like looking at it and seeing like all the it's weird that Tory didn't say nothing. Like it's weird that Tory didn't say nothing, but it's also weird
Exactly.
how it got handled though. And it's not
Exactly.
we're like I don't why every time a black man or any man or just a black man say something like, hey man, I don't know, she might be lying. Why is that taken as a strike against black women?
I don't know if that's necessarily taken as a strike against black women, but it feels like a pattern of people not believing women, and that's why women, a lot of crimes that affect women go unreported, to the percentage that they do because women feel unsupported and they feel like a lot of times they're labeled liars and whores, like Megan was done. So I mean, it kind of speaks for itself.
But women can be held accountable too, though. Women
They
can
one
be held
hundred
accountable.
percent they 100% can, but it's I don't know why I'm holding them accountable when they're the victim in the situation, especially in this
Mm,
specific situation. I would like
But
to read a statement.
let's go.
mhm.
I know Megan, probably never, ever gonna talk to me ever again. But I just wanna know, bruh. I just want you to know, bruh. I was so effing drunk. I ain't ever No, I didn't even know what the F was going on, bro. Like dead A. I never do no ish like that. I was just so effing drunk, nigga. I just didn't understand what the F was going on, bro. Regardless, that's not going to make anything right, and that's not going to make my actions right. What actions?
That he slept with both parties.
Why
Yeah.
would that? Hold on. Let me.
But
No, no, no. Hold on. Hold on. No, 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 no. Pause. 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 Why would he be telling that to Megan that night? Why? No, why would he be telling that to Kelsey that night?
Because he was dating Kelsey and he slept with Megan behind her back.
What did him having to be so drunk that night have to do with sleeping with both of them?
Because
And
hold on,
both of them,
Governor. Hold on, but hold on.
that's what escalated the situation. Him
But
dropping that
Governor,
bombshell.
but just off that. Okay, so let me get this clear. Are you trying to connect that?
I never do some ish like that. Some ish like
That's
what?
fine. But are you
This is
trying to
all
connect that? You trying to
specific to
connect that to the
that
gun
night.
though? You
I'm a
trying to
hun-
connect that to the gun?
I'm 1,000% connecting it to the gun. I'm a thousand
Nah,
percent
but
connecting it.
but you said yourself it ain't no evidence. It's inconclusive and stuff. How can you
No,
do that? You just said that
I'm
earlier.
saying the shooting. I'm saying him shooting her. That's what I'm saying. Meg, I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, it should have never happened, and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible.
But Governor,
Hold on, pause,
what is
pause.
he admitting though? What is he admitting though?
Let me read it again. I want y'all to slow down in the responses, and I want you to take a second and use your brains, if you don't
Nah,
mind.
I'm chilling, and
No, no,
my brain working.
I'm hearing you.
Let me
Say
I'm
it
hearing you,
again.
Governor.
let
Say
me
it
But
again.
repeat it.
but
Say it
no,
again.
but you
Hold
can't.
on.
But I'm saying though,
I will let you
that's in your
rebut
opinion
me.
though.
I will let you rebut me.
That's in your opinion though.
Well,
But go ahead.
yeah, and it was also in the jury's opinion, and that's why he's convicted now. But let me repeat it just one more time because this was used as evidence in the court of law that convicted him. Meg, I know you're probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, it should have never happened, and I just can't change what I did. I just feel horrible.
But he not saying he shot her though.
He
Did he
governor
have
know that.
to? Did he
He
have?
know that.
But
Yeah,
did he have
he
to?
has to say
Did
that
he?
for you to
Did
connect it
he
to
have
that.
to?
He
Yeah,
has
he
to.
has to.
This is
He's not
hours
admit. He's not
after the
admit.
If
shooting.
He's not admitting
that's
nothing,
not
governor.
beyond reasonable doubt. Like
And
you reading
so
it, that's not beyond reasonable doubt.
you
Yeah,
guys expecting him to put in
you
text
reading it.
message that he shot her? Is that what y'all
No
expecting?
sir. No
Yeah, he
sir.
should.
No
That's what
no
he
sir.
should have
You
did.
expect him to put in text
Yeah,
message that he shot her?
if you gonna say
Okay.
it's beyond reasonable doubt, yeah,
I didn't say it was beyond reasonable doubt. What I said was it attributed more evidence to the fact that he did shoot her. This man is saying that something transpired that night that he was
Yes,
so sorry for and that he was so drunk about. What did he do that he was so sorry
but
about and drunk for?
So
it was a
look,
lot of things
listen,
that there was a
listen,
lot of things
bro.
that could have happened though.
And let me tell you
Listen.
why it doesn't make sense. Why it doesn't
Hmm.
make sense about this whole. Well, he had sex with both, and that's why he was so sorry. He's speaking about something specific that night. Everything
Yeah,
that he says aligns with what happened that night.
yeah,
Nothing about a sexual relationship, more so whatever happened to Megan. He's not even apologizing to Kelsey. This is the thing. He's not apologizing to Kelsey. Even on the
because
prison, hey, hold on, even on
okay,
the prison phone call, he's not apologizing to Kelsey. He's apologizing to Megan. Megan is the one he's apologizing to, saying, "I'm so sorry. What happened? I wouldn't usually do no like that, but I was just so drunk." Okay,
yeah, because he snitched on her. Like, so you gotta think, like, say you in that
that's
situation
crazy.
and
That's crazy to me.
what you say causes a rift between two friends
Yes.
and that friend go to trying to kill the other friend, you gonna feel responsible for that because you did it. Like you came in between them. Him and
Yeah, he the
Megan,
common denominator.
So
him and Megan connected on.
who testified that Torey told Kelsey that night about Megan? Who testified to that?
You say what?
So
Who?
no,
Because you're
so
making a
what governor
statement. You're making a statement that Torey essentially told Kelsey about Megan and their relationship. That's why he was apologizing.
Yeah.
Where does that? Who testified to that? Whoever said that?
I don't know, bro. It's a word on the street, bro. I don't know.
Oh well, we're gonna leave the word on the street to the streets, and we're gonna have a conversation with facts and lies because I've never seen that in
oh,
testimony. But now you're making that statement when that is not supported by anything that I've seen.
Mm.
I see what governor's standing on. He's standing on the facts, which is fine. Which is fine. But governor, I don't know you from a can of paint, but how well
Okay,
spoken you are, I know you got some common sense, bro.
I
I
appreciate
like
it.
it. Yeah, I know you got some common sense. I get it though, but based off what happened in the court, you can't dispute that because it's all on paperwork, it's all recorded, and as you
You're right.
stated,
I agree.
that that yeah, that statement alone to public perception within that courtroom got him guilty. I get that,
It did.
at the same time, yeah, but at the same time, outside of the facts, if possible, if I can get you to think this way a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Not disputing not disputing whether Megan was the victim or not. But then again, at that same time, as vague as that message was, it could have been anything. Could we agree?
I'm not gonna agree that it could have been anything. I can't
Okay.
because and I say that because of the supporting evidence. Sometimes
Yeah,
I can't
facts,
I
real.
may not get it a immediate confession to what he said. Yeah, Megan, I'm so sorry for shooting you last night. Who does that? Then Tory Lanez already has a history of criminal acts anyway, or abusive
Yes.
acts anyway. So
Hmm.
obviously abusers learn a little bit through being abusers. He knows I'm not gonna completely confess in a bit like that. I think when we're expecting this man to say, "Hey, I'm sorry for shooting you," and text message, I think that's a little crazy. But obviously, that message is pointing to something that occurred that night, for one, and for two, something that he participated in, that he was so drunk
Yeah,
about.
I 1,000% agree with that, Governor. I won't dispute that
Okay.
whatsoever. It just where on the side of the fence that I'm at, I can't speak for you, James, but we're kind of alleging or kind of saying it could have meant anything because ain't nothing. Even though he was guilty based off some
Mm.
evidence, it was nothing set in stone about who did what. So that's still in question, right?
I mean, for you, not for me. You still have
Well, you're
questions.
going. I mean, if you're going based off the course, I can respect it.
I went with the jury's verdict. I respect the court. Now, this is the
Yeah,
thing.
I can respect that.
Many let's speak factually. A lot of black people go into a system and are wrongfully convicted. So I don't want my stances to make it seem like I agree with every verdict that's reached in every decision
Absolutely,
that stands
absolutely.
down, because I don't. Black people are disproportionately affected by the legal system and found guilty of crimes that we did not commit. That's not this situation, in my opinion.
Mm.
And
No, no, no.
another
That's good. I'm glad you
and what
cleared
I
that
hope
up.
and what I hope at the end of his 10-year sentence, because he will serve that sentence, I hope that he's deported upon release.
Yeah, getting like protective custody or something, or just go far away.
No, no, I hope
No,
he's
to
deported
deport it
back to
back to
Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
Get him across that border.
Uh,
Yeah, get him across that border.
Mm.
so I do have a question. So let's just say now this is hypothetical, of course. So case closed. Tory got was guilty. Woo, woo, woo. If some new stuff come back, it's like Megan. She's not at risk for any further trouble, is it? It won't be no. How should I say this? It's like, let's just say it's Tory's guilty now, but if some newfound evidence say that Megan lied, she can't be tried in court for that down the line, can it? Because it's kind of like double jeopardy if it's already a verdict to the case, like it's already a verdict to the old case, right?
Well, double jeopardy wouldn't affect her because she's never went through the court process of being charged or anything related to the case. So, in the case that it was found out that she lied, if they chose to charge her, a
Hmm.
process could go forth. He can't be charged again because he already has been tried. Unless he got a retrial, he could be granted a retrial and they go through the entire process again. But if he's found not guilty at that point, then he can't be tried again after that point. But
Okay,
yeah,
he'll just be okay.
Megan,
Yeah, okay,
yeah, it could just be over at that point.
okay.
And then as far as Megan, yeah, in some hypothetical world, could she be charged with something? Possibly. Do I think? And this is me being honest. Even if a lie came out that she lied, do I think she'll be charged? No. The
No,
state of California, that's like a Democratic safe haven. I don't think it would happen, honestly. But I also, to be clear, I don't think she lied on him, and I also don't think I think the charges were fair against him. And another important point: Megan Thee Stallion did not charge Tory Lanez. The state of California did. But go ahead.
I 1,000% agree with that. But I do feel like even though she won't get no court of law, I do think council culture has something to do with it if she got caught lying though. I think that career, I ain't gonna say her career be over, but that career be shaken from that point. I
Mm.
think so.
I think
But
her career already suffering though. I think it's like
you think so?
I think it's kind of suffering already. Yeah, like I don't think it like like I think it's like a split. Like I think it's like because it's like nobody. It's like just I don't know. It just don't seem like she doing that well. I done heard like her numbers
I
of
get
her
what you're saying
sales and
because
stuff. Like
it ain't
it
like
don't went down.
she ain't as hot as she used to be because of the bullshit. Pretty much.
And I
Yeah,
think that is so sad.
yeah.
I think that is so sad that this young, and let's just say that that's true that her career is suffering. I think it's so sad that this young black woman who wanted nothing but to live her dream, who was actually a good rapper. And when I first heard her, she was on a
Oh yeah, yeah,
freestyle
hell yeah,
on a Biggie beat, and she killed it. I
yeah.
knew she was a star. From the first time I saw her, and I think it's so sad that this situation of her being a victim has turned her into a villain in public perception. I think that's so sad.
It is, but I do feel that. Granted, I will feel that's poetic justice if she found out to be lying about something though. You may not go to jail, but then again, you lost your livelihood a little. I think that's
Now,
justice.
okay, yeah. Well, we'll just see what happens with the
Yeah.
case. So the thing is, the case is done. The Tory Lane's team keep trying to change and switch it, but until something actually done in the court of law, what's done is
Yeah,
done. And I'm so tired
that's
of them
true.
trying to win in the battle of social media instead of the courtroom. If you have all this new evidence, new information, take it to court. Why do you keep coming to the public instead of going to court? I think that is so stupid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the disease of social media, man. They thinking that's the
But she
they
took
just
it. She
they
took it to social media too. But Miss Bruna,
She's not charged. But go ahead.
I'm
Go
not.
ahead.
I'm not saying she not like doing good with arenas and stuff. I was saying like her record sales have went down. Like I wasn't
yeah,
saying
because
it
of the
as a
BS.
diss or something. I was just saying like this. Her record sales have went down.
she had the second best selling female rap album last year. Her
It
rap album
ain't
came in
nothing but
number two.
like two female rappers.
It's about 20 to 30 female rappers that actively out here active in the streets.
Like
So
who?
yeah, female rap.
You got Glorilla, Cardi B, and
You
Actually,
maybe
I
got
need to like.
Glorilla.
and
Huh?
Nicki and Nicki. Like
So
the rest of
what
them.
about what
Actually,
about
you tried the
Lotto?
light on?
What about
Yeah, I had
Lizzo?
neither. Yeah.
Lotto, okay, Lotto.
What about Lizzo? What about Sexy
Lizzo,
Red?
Lizzo not a rapper, is she?
She
Oh,
she
oh,
she
I don't
classifies.
think nobody paying attention to
No,
Lizzo.
I no. Well. After that little alleged thing about the bananas and stuff, yeah, after that too.
Is that me?
I mean, that's kind of messed up. I mean, that's
I mean, I
that
ain't
that
saying it
ain't
like
going to court, right? That just got settled or something.
I ain't saying it like Doechii, okay. I ain't saying it like I'm not saying it as in she ain't female rap don't get played as much as men rap anyway. Like it's not like Glorilla and Megan, like this like the first time we done had so many female rappers that's like mainstream, but I'm not saying it like she doing bad. I'm saying her
Yeah,
numbers
yeah, yeah.
have went down. Now I'm talking to the chat. I think they think I'm trying to diss her. Like I ain't trying to attack her.
It can't.
I'm just saying
But the chat. But it did come off as a diss. It came off like you were trying to
that's what I'm
downplay her
saying.
career
Anytime,
when she had
I'm
so
trying to
many brand deals.
downplay
She's
her
doing
career.
significant. She's doing significantly
Go to
well.
liver.
She has a lot of brand deals. She just had a new brand deal, I think, with Walmart with her new swimwear, which is gonna
Mm-hmm.
do great. She looked great the other night. It just comes off, like people want to hate her or find something wrong with her, and it's unfortunate. But what else you
Mm.
got going on? What else you got for me?
I love
Well,
how you
I
do
think we
that.
all. I
I
think
love how you
okay.
do
Can
that.
we all agree that Diddy guilty?
Who?
Yeah, Diddy
Can we
guilty.
all can we all agree on that Diddy's
Did
guilty?
Diddy is
Yeah. Okay.
definitely
All right.
guilty.
We all on one accord with that one. Like I said, yeah, that it's evidence he still go kick cats and stuff.
Well, now let me
But
ask you a
okay, so
question. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay, I got to ask y'all a question because I mean I need y'all honest perspective. Now,
The
Cassie is the
the
victim.
the TV in the background is crazy. It's crazy.
Who got TV in the background?
I think you.
You,
Top, I'm talking about you can see it through my glasses.
I can hear
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
it.
I was watching the playoffs. I stay with my sports. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. My
No, but
bad.
so
But
okay, so I need an honest perception, and no, I promise you, I'm just curious. So Cassie is a victim. Let me just state that for the purpose. But 10 years, if she been doing these freak offs for 10 years, how much of a victim is she? Now, granted, that video in the hotel, hey, I can't dispute that. I'm not saying it, but I'm speaking as far as like because I know the stigma when people ask this healthy question like I'm about to ask.
he said
You know,
that.
a lot of people get triggered when I ask it, but I'm just asking for a healthy perspective. A lot of people be like, when you're going through a domestic dispute, you kind of don't know what you're going through, but you've been around for about almost 10 years doing the same old crap. Like, I'm curious and thinking, could a person possibly be a victim staying around that long? That's my question.
Damn.
I can I can answer that, but I also ask my own question. When she ever tried to leave, did Diddy physically assault her? When she ever tried to leave, did Diddy stalk her? When she ever tried to leave, did Diddy in any way intimidate or attack her?
Yes.
If the answer is to yes to any of those, then you answered your own question. I can wholeheartedly be there and involved in a lot of that mess and still be a victim if when I tried to leave, this man physically assaulted me, raped me, and hurt me. That's literally all crimes. And I'm not going to hold a victim accountable for the actions of a man if they chose to stay in a situation where they will be threatened if they left the situation, or if they tried to leave the situation.
So, but why continue in the free calls?
At that point, but that's a part of what
Mm.
he's charged with, and that's what I want. That's why I really want the black community to do more legal research and more understanding of the law. That's why he's charged with what he's charged, the coercion of it all. At that point,
Hmm.
that's a part of our life. That's a part of the situation that I'm now indulged in. Is a part of the freak offs. Now, I'm not saying she never enjoyed it, she never liked it, because again,
Hmm.
like I said with Megan, there's no perfect victim, and I don't hold Cassie in a light to where I'm gonna hold her next to any God or any
It's
Jesus type
man.
figure. Definitely not. But
Of
I
course,
think
of
that
course.
it's clear that this woman is a victim in the situation, and I want people to let Cassie go. We have so many more witnesses to go through,
Yeah.
so many more situations. I'm gonna be so honest when I say this. I
Hmm.
think people use Cassie to take away from what Diddy did. I think
I
the
don't
black
think.
community or a faction of the black community wants Diddy to be innocent or be found innocent. So they hold Cassie out to paint her as a whore to say, well, see, all these hoes just wanted it. When in fact,
Damn.
a lot of
Okay.
them tried to lead the situation. And I
Okay.
think that's the problem.
Let me jump in real quick. Because
Okay,
I
here you
think
go.
Diddy a piece of
Go.
shit. But,
Okay.
but, but, I'm not really focused on Cassie. Um, I think Diddy was like, I mean, a man with that much money and that much power is gonna get tricky trying to leave. You might be with that shit for 20 years, and it's still abusive. But the same way you say, I know what you finna say when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The same way you say that we shouldn't worry about Megan lying about having sex with Tory, then we shouldn't worry about his sex escapades for Diddy. Like I feel like we mixing
Is
the
that the
energy.
statement? Is that the statement you're making?
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm not saying I think he guilty as fuck, but I'm saying I do think they're using his sexual preferences and kinkiness against him to paint him to make it easier for him to look guilty.
Well, he was a
Now I would have
sexual
thought I would have.
deviant. But go ahead.
Now I'm about to say I would agree. I would agree with that, Jay. But it's clearly some evidence of him being physical with her.
No, I'm
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
I'm
So
saying like the
no,
sexual freaky stuff ain't really like
well, no,
they
no.
ain't
I get what you're
gotta
saying.
like what they
I
what
don't
they
think.
what you hear the most is stuff that's not illegal versus the
No,
stuff
no.
that
I
was
agree. He
No,
illegal.
should. He
that's the
should.
stuff the public highlights more. And that's the
Nah,
problem.
the
That's
news, the
those are the
news
things
pulling out 1,000 bottles
because
of baby oil and all that shit.
they know
You
what
know
the
what I'm
public
saying?
wants to hear and see. They know what the
Yeah.
public
I'm
subscribes to.
saying, but I'm
Be-
saying we got to keep the
There
same
were
energy
more
across
people
the
out. There
board.
were more
We got to
people
keep the
outraged
same.
with his sexual. There were more people outraged with his sexual escapades with men than there are people angry that he was beating Cassie, that he was assaulting Cassie, and that's
Well,
the
I mean,
problem because
Reverend
the
Tom, or like
news
getting
knows
Tom
how the
rubbing on your
public
nipples is
reacts
crazy.
to, and so that's why they portray things the way they do.
But
So
even
that's why
abuse
I
is
look at
not a
that for the case.
federal case. Abuse is not a federal case.
What
Domestic
so
violence is not a federal case.
and so what is he charged with?
I think sex
Racketeering, human
trafficking
trafficking, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Diddy is charged with racketeering conspiracy. He's
and sex
charged with
Hmm.
trafficking.
he's charged with
Yep.
sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion,
Hmm.
Yep.
transportation to engage in prostitution.
Hmm.
He's charged with forced labor. He's charged with kidnapping. He's charged with arson, and he's charged with bribery and obstruction of justice.
Yeah, but you only hear about the freaky stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Who
Yeah,
only hears
but that's
about
what
that?
he's saying
Who?
though. That's what the media wants you to hear 24/7.
But I'm
Who?
saying,
Because
but
what
you
I
are
heard
entertained
because
by
what
it. You
I
said
heard
you
yesterday.
just said that you entertained by it. You didn't you just
Who
say that?
said?
Chris,
Who?
you.
No, I did not say that. I
What
never
did
said
you
I was
say?
entertained.
You said something about being entertained by it. I
I
promise you
never
that.
said I was entertained. I promise I did not. I
You was
promise
like
I
I
did not
like
actually.
indulging in something or something you said. I
I
forgot
was
No,
what
probably
you
referring
he
to I
said
probably the public. The
yeah, he curious
public.
about the why. He said he was curious about something he was curious about something, not necessarily
I'm
what
not.
they were doing, but he was like
Oh, okay, okay,
something else.
okay, okay.
I'm not
I
saying
Yeah,
I'm
misheard.
not
I
I'm
misheard
not
then.
yeah, I'm
I
not
misheard.
no, I don't want to
but
deceive
no,
that.
I like I agree with what you said, Jay. His sex thing shouldn't be held against him. I do agree with that. Like we like granted, I'm not accusing anybody of not holding that same energy, but what I'm saying is based off the stuff that the governor read off, it's more shit he's going to get in trouble for. I don't think the sex stuff he'll get guilty for, but it's a long list of other crap that he's going to be
Mm.
guilty for. I believe
Yeah,
that's what I
Diddy,
think.
Diddy,
Yeah, yeah,
Diddy, Diddy, Diddy killed. Let's be real. Diddy killed Tupac. Diddy killed Biggie.
Okay.
He
Okay.
killed his ex-wife Kim
now
Porter.
I'm not gonna lie.
He
I do believe. I don't have
allegedly
the facts, obviously,
Okay.
allegedly, but I do think he got Biggie and Kim Porter hit.
he blew up
Allegedly,
he blew up Kid Cudi car.
Okay.
He dangled
So
Wale off the roof and shit. Like he wilding out. He out here wilding.
like Big Red, he
He
opened
out
from
here
nine to
wilding.
five.
He putting hits on people. Like he out here wilding. He wilding. He moving
so
like
I
a
like
freaky
to
mafia boss.
I like to focus on what he's charged with and actually what we know for fact. I do not know if he killed Diddy and Tupac. I have always felt that he killed Kim Porter, but I do not have any evidence to support that, and so I want to
He a
stay in a
freaky.
realm of reality
He a freaky
because
man. That is
I feel like
reality.
that takes. I
Why
think
you
that takes away from
the
the
streets?
crimes that
The
he's actually
streets.
charged with.
The streets know way before the police know, bro. That's
Okay,
just
Oh
well,
how
so
it
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it
okay,
go. It's
okay,
gonna come
because
out.
And you
It'll come
know,
out. It'll come out. But yeah, he getting people wet. He tried
my
to
thing,
knock
my
off.
thing about it is though.
He tried to
so
knock
was
off
this
Drake.
conversation different before I came? Like, was the energy of this conversation different before I came? Because now it feels like both of you are more docile now as it relates to these conversations. But I feel like if I wasn't here, you two would be more on Diddy's side.
You think
Not
I
not
would
that because
be?
I was.
No,
Why you think I would be on
no.
Diddy's side? What the fuck?
I'm gonna be
That's
honest. I'm gonna be
wild.
honest. I
That's
think that now that
wild.
I'm here, y'all
So
have
you
found your
like you like
friends.
freak off, James? You like freak off? God damn.
I mean, you know,
Oh shit, Jay.
we can get a little freaky, but I ain't doing what Diddy did. Not doing
Nah, I ain't
what
gonna
Diddy
lie.
it's a
did.
it's a difference between
The
freaky and freak offs for sure.
yeah, the
Yeah,
cum on
nah,
the nipples was wild. It was diabolical though.
I'm
That was
I
done.
ain't,
diabolical, bro.
I ain't rocking with Diddy. I never really liked Diddy. I hate Diddy. Fuck Diddy.
What's
I
but
hate
what?
Diddy, bro. I used to hate to hear this man rap. I used to hate that he was always in the video. I hated that like he fucked over making the band. Like that nigga weird. He's just a weirdo.
Now I will
I never
admit.
liked
I
Diddy.
mean, granted, but
I
Diddy
never
is like
liked
the R.
him.
Kelly of producers though. He great though. He great. It's kind of a love hate relationship because
Man,
he produced a lot of good hits.
he ain't did nothing since the 90s. Like, I don't even know why he's still
But I'm
around.
saying
Like,
though,
what?
but even in the '90s, he's still relevant, Jay. I'm just saying, you still bump R. Kelly, don't it?
No.
Get the fuck out of here, Jay. You hesitated. Hell, get the fuck
I
out of
had to hear
here.
what you said. I thought Chris was finna say something. I heard Chris saying, so
Wait, so
I mean,
you
come
listen
on
to
now.
you listen? So do either of you listen to R. Kelly?
Hell yeah, I still do.
nah, all this little
I
Did
still
you
RKO.
do.
support? And this is a little off topic, but did you support R. Kelly?
Talking about no, now I do deserve he need to go to jail because it's a I separate his art from his personal life. Let me just put
Yeah,
that disclaimer out there.
y'all love doing that. But go ahead.
But so
I
it's
want you
but
to say, I want you to say you. I don't like y'all.
okay. Okay.
The rebut. No, I
So
ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you for anything. I'm talking to Chris. He love
so
trying
so
to group people, bro. The rebuttal is
I'll
his
speak for
own
my
man.
thing though. It's like R. Kelly put the bullshit in the song. Like I say, and you can go to She's Got That Vibe. The song came out in 89, 90. I don't know which year. In that song, towards the end, he said Ashanti's got that. Aaliyah's got. He says it in the song. Aaliyah's got that vibe. And I was like, at that point, I was like, "Ooh, shit, he might be guilty." But all his other stuff he put after that, I mean, it's still some good music. It's
Nah,
still some good music. I mean,
he made legendary music. R. Kelly made legendary music.
and that's what I'm saying. And Diddy did the same crap. So, but my thing about it
I
is,
know.
it's just like now,
I just never liked him,
besides
bro.
the physical abuse and stuff, that's 1,000% wrong. But my thing about it is why is the world so caught up in what grown folks choose to do behind closed doors? Like why is there even laws and stuff trying to stop that shit? If it want to be a group of grown freaky motherfuckers go in the room and do some bullshit,
I
why
don't
can't that
think
be their
I
business?
don't think the freak. That's what I'm saying. People getting. I don't think the freaky is what he getting. He getting charged for sex trafficking. If you fly somebody across state and pay them to
State
have sex with
lines.
you, yeah, state lines.
But
They that's considered
if these
self
are
trafficking.
willing adults, how like if these are willing adults getting on their flight, like how wrong is he though?
Uh,
He's very wrong
I
actually
mean, I
because it's
mean,
illegal,
How?
and
it just it's
it's
illegal.
more than just the act of sex trafficking. It's by force, fraud, and coercion. In a lot of situations, he coerced these people into sexual acts, and we will see more testimony. That's why I wanted people to let the Cassie of it all go because we just had groundbreaking testimony from the woman who was his assistant to his
Done,
business.
yeah,
And
done, yeah, yeah. I'm done.
well, no, not Don
Yep.
Richards. It was oh, I think her name was something with a C. Let me see. I
Man,
just
the
want to get her name
chat
real
going
quick.
crazy though. Let's talk to the chat real
What
quick.
are they saying?
They going nuts.
Hopefully they
They
calling y'all
probably
out, but go ahead.
Uh, Mary B says right there are multiple victims and witnesses that have talked about the drug abuse, violence to intimidate, and legally getting prescriptions in people name. Okay. Uh, yeah, like we saw his abuse close up and personal on Making the Band. Yeah, that he was wilding on Making the Band.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was doing some crazy shit.
he stole a lot of people innocence from for the promise of fame. Yeah, I agree with that. He's paid these people to do illegal acts against their will. Why would you? But why would you pay somebody to do that? Don't sound right. How I'm gonna pay you to do something you don't want to do? That don't even sound right. I'm gonna just make you do the shit. That sound weird. But
But that's a part that's by definition coercion. It falls into that line because I
nah,
can be
how can
trying to
you? How
persuade
can
you.
you
I
coerce
can try to.
a prostitute
I can.
if
How
she's
can I?
selling her body? How can you coerce her? It's for sale.
Is she labeled a prostitute in this situation? Is this person
Yeah, they
labeled a
were
prostitute?
prostitutes. I thought they were prostitutes. I don't know. I thought they was
I,
prostitutes.
I thought they was sex workers, same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, that's just like the new word for it, right? Sex
Like a
The
worker.
male
stuff
escort, like a male
the
prostitute.
stuff he was doing is not things that everyday prostitutes or sex workers do anyway, for sure. The
That's
stuff
probably
he was
why
doing,
you
the stuff he had going
paying them
on.
more or some shit. I don't know.
It's a part of coercion. But continue to chat, sir.
He said, "I don't like how you told me to continue. I feel like, hold up. Let me." Mary, Mary Brianna says facts. She said she told me rebuttal. Shut up, lol. The government killed Tupac, fam. No, Diddy killed Tupac, bro. Uh,
That's what I say.
allegedly. I just
Exactly.
want,
Don't get sued.
yeah, allegedly. Well, shit. If he sue me,
He wants
I'm a
he
counter
wants some
sue.
money.
I'm a counter
Just
sue.
finished the partners.
I just want someone to explain to me how J Lo got away, but Cassie couldn't leave. Make it make sense. Dang, Mary B.
J Lo had the dependents to do that. J Lo had a name before Diddy.
Yep.
Cassie
Yep.
came into the situation trying to make a name for herself. That's very clear
Through
and
Diddy.
obvious.
Through Diddy. Yeah.
J Lo had the money, the access, the name, and the fame to support herself to leave and not have to look back with Diddy. Cassie didn't have
That's
that.
the one we ate, right? Well, no, I do because yeah, J Lo was a fly girl before she even met Diddy. She was already famous.
She had a name for sure.
Yeah, she was already famous.
R. Kelly, Diddy, and Jay Z is next. She's saying Jay Z is next. Mary, I don't know how true
Uh,
these interviews are, but there's someone that said Diddy was scared of J Lo manager at that time. I don't think Diddy's scared of nobody but the police. Uh, I can't separate it because R. Kelly put it in his music.
Yeah, like I
That's
said,
what
he
Bobo
he
said.
he was talking about Aaliyah, and she's not that high. He said it blatantly. But my thing about it is, this is like I can separate the art from the personal life, man. I mean, you can't sit here and say it was good music, and we can't sit here and say we wasn't being grown to his music before either. So it's like hell, it's like good music is good music.
Yeah. I, she's Jasmine said, "Are we legalizing prostitution?"
well, so prostitution is more so the pimp that is going to get in trouble before the prostitute, but you can still go to jail for prostitution.
Yeah,
It's all illegal. And if Diddy is facilitating these events, then at that point he's the head of that prostitution ring. If he's facilitating all these acts and bringing
Yeah,
people across state lines, that further goes into the prosecution case, of which he will more than likely be found guilty for.
is this somebody uncle? Because it's illegal. Her name is Constance Clark. Chris. Okay.
Correct. Her name is Constance Clark, and oh no, Capricorn Clark is her name, I believe. Capricorn Clark. All right, but Constance may be her name also. But her testimony was very weighted, and it was damning against Diddy. The
Mm.
the abuse and threats that she faced, they held her hostage essentially for over 4 days, making her take polygraph tests back to back to back to see if she was, or over 5 days to see if she was lying. And at that point she said that she was experiencing hair loss and all type of stuff, and said that she, in fact, was there when Diddy went to Kid Cudi's home and everything that transpired as far as the abuse that related to Cassie. So she attested to all of that.
Thank you, Chris. Coercion. I'm broke and I want to come up. You promised me fame and some money. I may break my moral code. Bro, I I don't know,
And
bruh.
that's it. That's it right there. What they just said. Whoever said
I
that,
don't
that's it.
know, bruh.
He
If
turned.
you
Cassie was just 22 years old.
here y'all go with this 22 shit. Look, if you grown, bro.
Are you the
If you
same man
grown,
that
you
Yeah,
said
grown.
she
that?
did that on her own too, bro.
You
Were
grown, you
y'all the
grown,
same
fam.
men? Were y'all the
She did all
same
that. She did
men
all
y'all
that on
were
her own,
today
man.
as that y'all were at
Man,
22?
if a nigga tell me to
The
rub my
human
nut
brain does.
on his chest for $1 million, bro, I'm not doing that shit, bro. At
The
22,
human brain
16,
does not even fully
13, I
develop
ain't on
until
that shit.
25. Everybody's not you. And at the end of the
I
day,
ain't
the
doing
human
that
brain
shit,
does not
bro.
fully develop until the age of 25. I'm sorry,
No,
Cassie is
it's,
still a victim, and that man took advantage of a young woman. Like he took advantage of many young people. He did that. He was essentially a succubus who would suck the life out of the youth to keep himself feeling young. And we see that through many women, through many older men and women.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
He took
mean,
advantage
I
of he
get
took
it. I
advantage
can't,
he took advantage of somebody wanting to be great in life, somebody wanting to make it, and he took
but
advantage of her.
but it's still your choice though. You can say no.
it is.
Like
Yeah,
you can say
but
no.
is it no longer my choice when I'm trying to leave and he beat me?
I ain't talking about that part. I'm saying the initial
Okay, but
getting
no,
in.
we're not
Like
going
selling
to
your
separate
soul,
it.
like that's your choice. Selling
Okay,
your
but she
soul
tried
is
to
your choice,
and
bro.
she tried to walk and she tried to get it back and walk out and he didn't let her. So there we go.
That's kidnapping. Yeah. That's what he getting
Right.
But
charged
see,
with.
but no, you know, you right as far as like what Diddy did for the physical act. But then again, at the same time, it's just like even though you're
Yeah.
saying the brain don't fully develop to 25, man, they still are making these choices. But they
I
had to
agree.
have heard about Diddy before they started doing this stuff, and they still did it.
Okay. Mary B said just like how the band walk for that. Now I'm walking for the. If you give me $1 million to walk for some cheese, I'm gonna go do that. Definitely gonna go get that cheesecake. We gonna go get the cheesecake.
No, I feel you on that though, but
We
I
getting the
do.
cheesecake.
But my thing about it is like, but we got to hold grown people accountable though. You can't be the victim when some stuff hit the fan though. Can't. That's just me. That's just
I'm
me.
not trying to empathize or make less of what Cassie was as an adult woman. But to be clear, Diddy was how much older than her in this situation? And he had already been doing a lot of acts with other people, such as what she already went through with him. Yeah, he saw a vulnerable younger woman who wanted to make it big, and he literally sucked the life out of her and took the career away that she could have had.
But my question being, why did she take a settlement and then come back and come to court and testify?
That's two different things. That's a civil case versus a criminal case. He was civilly sued by Cassie. He paid her out
Yes.
within the same 24 hours. That was done. She was subpoenaed to testify. Was she supposed to tell the government no?
Okay. Granted, she'll be an accessory to the crime, I guess, if she did.
She was subpoenaed to testify. Was she supposed to tell the government no?
I guess not. Yeah, but it's just kind of like,
Unless she wanted to be locked up next to Diddy for defying a federal subpoena, it was her best bet to go testify against Diddy. 100%.
well, yeah, that's true.
I'm
But
not.
what
I'm
but
not
where
trying
the
to save
but
Diddy
where the
though.
but where the
Fuck
what
Diddy.
where does the line get balanced? Where does the line get balanced as far as like adults being adults though? It's like that would never be
I
valid in a
guess.
situation
I
like
guess
this
he's
though.
saying 25. I think he's saying 25.
Listen, you
Man,
can be
I mean,
charged. You can be charged as an adult when even you're younger than 18. So I'm not trying to take away from whatever you do as an adult over the age of 18. You're 18. You're legally an adult. Your decisions are your decisions. I'm saying in this situation, she was 100% a victim even early on. I'm not saying she was never complicit or complacent in anything that he did,
mhm.
but obviously it was easier to manipulate someone who is new to the industry and knowing that you're a successful producer. You just said yourself that Diddy was the man in the 90s, producing so many trap tracks, and everybody wanted Diddy to be their producer or be featured with Diddy. Of course, I'm going to want to be around Diddy and want him to affect my career because he's Diddy at that point. And you get
Yeah,
desperate, you get
but
desperate.
but having it been some point, like granted, I do agree. I agree with what you're saying. But even at that first time when Cassie got offered, I guess in the process of being tested to see if she was that type of female, she had like, is it out our realm of thinking of thinking she had a choice at that point?
And you know, Yes, let me just for the sake of conversation. Yeah, let's just say she had a choice. I think this conversation is the problem not only with the black community, but the general aspect of crimes that men commit. Sometimes we're
Damn,
here
I don't like how
debating.
you.
We
I don't like
we're
how
here
you
debating.
said that, bro. You said that
We're
men
here
commit. Why people just can't commit it? Why it just
because
can't
it's
be
specifically
people?
about men in this situation. This is men. Everybody
So
mentioned tonight as far as what's on the trial would be
okay,
a man.
all
But
right.
let me finish this. Let me please finish this. Instead of going over the charges that's against Diddy and the testimony that has been provided against him, and specifically why we believe he's guilty, we're interrogating Cassie's character and going back and forth whether or not she was willing or not, or was she a whore or not, or did she like it or not, or should she have left or not.
Who
Why
is
is
who
Cassie?
is we?
Why is Cassie the focus as if she's on trial instead of the man who led the criminal enterprise that is Bad Boys Records, which he's charged with
Who?
racketeering, as among other things.
When you
I
say
think that's
we,
the problem.
you talking about the general public?
The public in this call, the public in this podcast, both
Talking
of
about
us.
free thinker?
I'm thinking about anybody I'm talking to.
Look,
Hey,
listen,
AJ,
bro. I
AJ, why
don't,
you trying to excuse yourself?
cause I don't give a fuck about Cassie. Fuck Cassie, bro. I don't like Diddy. I don't even. I think what he did to Cassie was wrong,
Do
but
you
I
not
don't
see
care
this
about
though?
Cassie.
But do you not see how the public focuses on Cassie instead of the
No,
actual villain in the situation? Do you not see
the
that?
media is focused on
You
Cassie.
must haven't been on them. You must have been in them comments on them posts. This not a Rico. This an abuse
Yeah,
case.
cause that's
This
what
not
the
a Rico.
media. That's what the media keeps showing us. They keep
And
showing
that's
us
the
Cassie.
problem. Stop
So
relying on the media.
that's not our fault.
Stop relying on the media for your information and do research yourself. The Shade Room is not a source. Neighborhood Talk is not a source. Go to verifiable sources and get your information.
But see, but that's the thing though.
Anyway, though,
Like, so
I ain't rocking
I'm,
with.
I'm, speak,
I ain't focused on
I'm
Cassie though. I ain't focused on Cassie.
Okay.
but see,
Okay.
but how can the conversation, how can the conversation in a sense, how can it
Your
be
phone may
wrong
be
if
breaking.
we're just sitting here trying to critically think? Ooh, you muted me, Jay? What the? No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying though, so but what I ask is, I agree 1,000% with what you're saying. As far as like, I can't speak for Jay. I speak for me. I'm not sitting here saying that Diddy's innocent in whatsoever. I'm just solely, and I'm not even trying to attack Cassie's character. But the hill I'm willing to die on is free will adults. They can make these choices to do these things. If that's so we've never been presented to be in a position like that. God forbid y'all ever be in a toxic situation like that. But what I'm saying is like,
Okay.
but at the end of the day, we got free will. And it's like where I'm trying to highlight is, and that, it's not trying to say Cassie's guilty and all of it, but I am putting the onus on Cassie being a free will or adult with free will. She made those choices, and
And
that would be with any adult going with that. That's not to sit there and say that Diddy need to be free. Diddy need to get everything he deserves for the actions that he's done. But I'm pretty sure a lot of those people Diddy had hurt at one point in time. At some point, they was adults with free will who made the choice to fuck with him like that.
Right. I understand that at one point it was a consensual situation, but the moment she tried to leave and he beat her, it went from consensual to no longer consensual, and it
No,
went from
absolutely.
consensual to act of violence. So I mean, what you're saying is valid up until the point that he beat her ass. So yeah, sure.
Yeah. So when Diddy cross that line, like again, he damn near should get life plus life plus life. You know what I'm saying? I got that.
nah, if
But
he
it's just
beat her
like,
ass, he shouldn't get life. What the fuck? No.
Well,
well,
it's
I know.
not.
Well,
Well, it's not
He
I'm
just
shouldn't
talking
get
it's
about
not
all
life.
the
just
other
the beat.
stuff.
It's not. But it's not just that. He's saying it's the collective of charges
Yeah, the
against him
collective thing.
that
Yeah,
will
Yeah,
get
okay, yeah,
him
the
to these
collector.
guilty verdicts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like if like he get found guilty on all that, he deserves it. But my thing about this, hey, adults are adults at the end of the day too. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock on Cassie. That's no knock on the domestic violence victim or none of that. But I know at some point in time, you done seen some of these people red flags and you still did it. Or in like maybe Cassie's case, like how we made the point of Jayla was already a made woman. Cassie was like, I'm going to use Diddy to get to where I need to go. And look at the BS she had to deal with to do that. But her thinking maybe that Diddy's gonna take her to another level. That's free will thinking. Like I'm a use Diddy to get to where I gotta go. All right. Well, this is a lot of stuff that come with it. And like I say, granted, you can be. She may be a victim, yes, but 10 years, 10 years. That's a whole decade, gentlemen.
Yeah. So all right, let me
Uh,
let me jump in. Hold on. When he say that, Chris, when you hear him say that, that's not the rebuttal saying it. Okay. Like I ain't a part of it. I'm not a part of the 10 years. Like I ain't even saying no shit like that. I'm saying fuck Diddy.
no, no,
I'm just saying fuck Diddy.
but uh, to, but to but to be clear, I'm not saying that to disagree with the governor whatsoever. I'm not saying that. What he's saying is absolutely 1,000% correct. I agree with what he's saying. But I'm just solely speaking on because we're all adults. We all have our own choices.
Nah,
We all have our own
I
choices in
think
what we
Diddy
do.
was gonna whack her ass if she would have left around certain times. I think he was gonna
Well,
kill her.
that's not funny, but I mean,
I think he was gonna kill
but
her.
money and power can do some things.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he
money
was
and
gonna kill
power
her.
can do some things. That
Yeah.
ego got huge, and that ego got big. You know what I'm
Diddy
saying? Like,
Diddy is a
it,
freaky mafia boss. He's a freaky mafia boss.
Freaking
yeah,
mafia
he's
boss.
definitely freaky. But
Super
my thing
freaky
about it is,
mafia
it's
boss.
just like, but for Diddy to be how he is though, like I
Hmm.
said, some of his people that's been around him made it comfortable for him to move that way. And did it just like some other famous celebrities who get too high on that totem pole and get too rich sometimes. Sometimes they think they God walking around here be untouchable. And Diddy just got touched. That's all it was. That's how I feel. Diddy just got touched. You human at the end of the day. Jay Z said it best. He said still nigga. You out here thinking
Rich
you
nigga,
untouchable.
rich nigga,
Yeah,
still
yeah,
nigga.
you
Yeah.
still nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Oh,
how I
okay.
genuinely feel. That's how I genuinely feel about Diddy, man. It's like you just, hey, your ego got too big, and now you thought you was untouchable, and then boom, here you go now. You fighting for your life.
Diddy is sick, man. Let's read from the comments real quick.
Okay.
This dude, I muted you too, John. Background crazy, but I ain't against the kids. I get it. People got kids, but I just muted you. Your brain is fully developed at 25. That's what Miss Dubois said. Yes.
Correct.
DJ says, take that. Take that. Let's go. Um, Miss Kelly says, I think there are a lot of people blinded, look the other way because of money. Cassie is a victim. I think she absolutely probably had moments of being caught up in the fame and money. Okay. You act like Aaliyah didn't go through the same thing. Aaliyah was underage too, though. Aaliyah was underage. Mary Brianna Facts. Bruna says, get out of your feelings, James. I'm in my feelings, bro. I don't fuck with Diddy, bro. I really don't like Diddy. Shade Room is not a source. Shade
Amen.
Room is not a source. Though she asking,
Amen.
like she hurt by
Oh, I'm sorry, but no, Shayroom is not a source.
that.
Shayroom is not a source.
Okay, DJ said this man said I don't give a about Cassie. I dislike Diddy. LMAO. Yeah, I'm like I'm not. I mean, I think he did Cassie dirty. I think he did every woman dirty. I think he just owned it. Um, that's what I
Yeah,
say.
he had that type of behavior. I 1,000% agree, man. But hey, man, them women know what they be doing, man. They couldn't have been that naive to know that type of person of who he was. They couldn't have been. They could. I just can't.
I'm weary of statements like that. I'm weary of statements. At that
I, I, under,
point,
I understand.
it,
I
the
understand, Governor.
the blame kind of switches when we say, oh, well, those women knew what they were getting into. Oh, those women, they knew what was up. It's like, no, we're not gonna even do that because at this point, it's taken away from the victim and saying that they somehow were complicit in the illegal acts that happened against them. No, she's still a
But
victim.
why? But
And
but, but when
go
it comes
ahead.
to those victims, why they didn't say nothing the first time they felt uncomfortable?
So a lot of
Mm.
times, so you've never been in that situation. So I think it's, and neither of us have. So I think it's easier said than done what you're doing in the situation you haven't been in.
That's fair. That's fair.
I couldn't, I wouldn't have been no slave because I would have did this. Master wouldn't have did. You would have been on that slave on that plantation getting whipped just like everybody else. I think when women are sometimes in these situations, you want to say, well, you coulda, shoulda, but that's just not the reality of the situations. And when you have a man like Diddy who has the power, influence, and monetary gain over someone's life, it's easy to see how they could stay or stick around and not go and tell the
Yeah,
cops immediately.
I feel like most people do stay when they get abused or like don't tell when they get raped at first. Like I think that's normal. Like people normally
Okay,
don't
so
because it leave them confused. Like you gotta process, you know.
Oh,
okay, so I asked this question
like
for the
Megan, okay.
for the board then. So if okay, so where is the line between? And I'm not accusing her of this, but then again, uh, where's the line between as far as like morally? Because is it is it like you sticking around for the benefits? If you sticking around because you enjoying the lifestyle, I mean, how much of a victim is you in that regard?
Well, I think it's deeper than that. I think it's like financial abuse. Like he
That's
created a
possible. It
world
is.
for her, and then it's kind of like it's like he created this type of life for her. Like got her hooked on some drugs, had her like just used to this lifestyle, and then
Hmm.
threatened to take it away from her and leave her nothing. And then he
Do you
probably was gonna
do
blackball her and all types of shit.
I'm glad you brought that up. Are either of you familiar about what he contacted her mother about
Yeah,
after
he wanted
she
that
left
thirty
him?
thousand. He wanted like 20,000.
He wanted
Yeah.
approximately 20 to 30,000 dollars to get back an alleged sex tape that involved her and another man that he was going to release to the public unless she quote unquote recouped his losses. And so when you ask these questions about why or who or when or why, it doesn't make sense to me because we know the when and why. We know what he was doing to her if and when she tried to leave and when she officially left. Still trying to hurt her, still trying to exert dominance and control over her and her life.
Hmm.
All right, but look, okay, let me finish the comments. My bad. Uh, Unlike the children who were dropped off at Robert's kid crib, those parents should be locked up with him. Yeah, I do think if you dropping your child off,
Yeah, for sure.
you should get
For
locked
sure.
up. Yes, over here crying about the kids gone. You'll let them go with him. Okay, Mr. Sir on the right has been against women on every topic. Do you even like us? Damn, they talking about
No,
you,
it ain't.
bro.
See, it
Uh,
ain't the simple fact that
Damn.
you know what I get labeled as a woman hater all the time. That's fine, but I'm sorry. Like I treat women. I put women on equal playing field as far as like accountability when it comes to men too. I'm
now,
like women supposed to get some kind of special sympathy while they make mistakes on mistakes on mistakes. Hell no, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Period.
that's a little problematic. But are you gonna finish the comments?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. My
okay.
bad. Mary B, exactly. Like you signed a permission slip. Nothing in your right mind said, something about this ain't right. Nope, sure don't. Also, let's not forget, Miss Kelly says, also, I'm gonna mute you, bro. But unmute when you need to talk, though. But I'm gonna mute you. Also, let's not forget there were a lot of people around Diddy who did not have a problem looking the other way with the mess Diddy was doing. I'm not talking about his victims.
Yes.
I think his passions really got the best of Diddy, not so much the ego. Man, fuck Diddy, bro. Man, this dude really calling Chris governor. Like, hey, that is funny. Hey, yeah, I've been calling you governor all the line. Yeah. I wonder if Carisha is still holding him down. JT with it though. JT with it. And Mary, okay, that's the last one. Mary B, her and JT be visiting him. Okay. All right. So, look, okay.
But
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It's just like but it's the thing. It's in a sense though. It's just like it's gonna be like everybody's gonna have an opinion on it. That's true. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, and I understand the victim, but you know what I'm saying. It's just hard for me. It's just hard for me in a sense to validate quote unquote being a victim when you was there for a long time.
I don't know
You know
why
what I'm
that
saying?
doesn't make sense to you though. And this is what I'll respond to that with. And
Hmm.
I'm glad that we can have a respectful conversation and disagree, but humbly
Of
and
course.
respectfully, it does come off like you have unfair guys towards black women or women in general. When I hear some of your opinions, and
Hmm.
let me
Hmm.
finish it. You can correct me when I'm wrong. just 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 like a marriage, for instance, you say, well, it doesn't make sense, but there are married women who are beaten and literally raped by their husbands. It happens all the time, and they stay for years and years and years. Our grandmothers used to stay the entire marriages, and the grandpa have a family down the road, a whole nother family, and they'll stay. Like, people can experience abuse and still minimize the abuse and move forward in their life while dealing with the abuse. It's nothing that's strange or foreign or new under the sun. Like, people have been in marriages where they've been abused in relationships and stayed. That's not anything new. That's not new.
Okay, and before you jump in, before you jump in, I just want to say, okay, the rebuttal. If you hearing the rebuttal right now, the rebuttal balance. I like women. I love women. I would rather be around women. Um, and I'm a man's man. I fuck with my bros too. I think John might not be fucking with women like that, and I think Chris ain't fucking with niggas like that. I think both of them are like polar opposites or some shit. But me
This
balance.
is
Check me
I,
out. Check me out.
I disagree strongly. I
I
strongly
I've never
disagree.
heard Chris compliment men. Never
Please,
heard the free thinker
I lit
compliment women.
I literally started this call off by saying I'm not going to attack
Yeah,
Diddy
yeah,
either
that's
because he
cause
hasn't had his day in court. So what you
yeah,
saying?
yeah, but you ain't fucking with that nigga. You think he
But
did that shit. You
but
just
I'm
don't want to
saying
say it.
but I'm gonna give him the grace. I'm gonna give him the grace until he have his day in court.
That's the
So I'm gonna do.
politician in you. But I hear you.
No, that's the respectful black man in me. But go ahead.
Okay.
Governor, man. He gonna be governor. I'm telling you, man. Governor. That's why I call him governor, man. He gonna be a governor, man. Very polished. Very
Okay,
polished.
but I responded to my allegations for you think and respond to yours.
So my thing is, I can see how that can come off with me being very opinionated as far as like with women goes. But like to all the women listening, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pull James card. James, like he gotta do that disclaimer stuff. I love women, bro, but I'm just gonna hold you accountable. That period. That's not a crime. I don't hate women because I'm gonna hold you accountable. I promise you. I'm not sitting there advocating that women should get abused. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel for these women. I do. And it be some cases to where it be unfortunate women be in some situations where they get physically hurt, mentally hurt. I get that. But my whole thing about it is again, it's easier said than done for sure. I got it. But at some point in time, we got to understand we're functioning adults. We're adults. And women, when it comes to y'all women, man, I know y'all are powerful, man. This world won't run without you. I know that. But at the same time, I'm just gonna hold women accountable. Period. If I have to die on that hill, I will. But just as much as I will hold any man accountable, I give women that same treatment.
Oh, we got some
And my-
compassion for the free thinker in the chat. Let's read it. Let's read it. Oh, hold on,
Is it
hold
is,
on.
is it a woman?
Yeah, yeah, hold on, hold on. Mary B say Chris is for the truth. He ain't against men. Chris is definitely against men.
I
Chris
appreciate it,
don't fuck
Mary
with the
B.
men,
Thank
bro.
you. He just,
Chris
I
don't.
don't know. It's
He don't. He
whatever,
don't.
whatever.
I have never seen him pull out a cape for a man. As soon as you say
I
woman,
That's
his cape
crazy.
just come out. Like he just
That's
But
go.
the
crazy.
thing, the thing about governor though, man, like governor is strictly he facts though. He facts. You put the facts in his face, he's gonna stand on the facts and the results of it. I mean, I
Until
can't fault him.
until it's a woman. Okay. Look, free free, free thinker free thinker has zero compassion for women. Okay. Now here comes the love though. Here comes the love. Miss Jasmine showed you some love. She said, I understand why he has a hard time wrapping his mind around it. When you're raised with a strong mind and morals, it's hard to comprehend not being able to make the decisions to leave. However, in all caps, everyone isn't raised the same way, everyone doesn't process harmful situations the same way.
That's a that's a
A
that's a
thousand
that's
percent.
a fair statement. That's a fair statement. Yes, but my motivation is strictly off free will. We all have that. We all have it. I'm of the belief if I was to go to the store and try to steal something and I get caught, I'm not gonna sit here and be the victim of trying to be like, well, I'm not gonna throw no excuses of why I'm doing it. I got caught doing the wrong thing. I should be held in the court of law. It cut and dry. It's just like period. It's just like granted. I feel like when you get abused the first time, shocked, got all this stuff. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Some people can work through the first offense. I got it. Some people can work through the first offense. And you know what I'm saying? And this ain't this and it don't and how should I say this? And when it comes to abuse, it ain't just some certain party of women. You just seen rich women get abused, poor women get abused. All of it's the same. All abuse is the same at every level. And the point I'm trying to make is the first time you can try to get through that, but recurring patterns of abuse that you keep coming back. How can I validate somebody being a victim when they keep going back? That's just me.
I've said this statement through and through tonight. There is no perfect victim, Mr. Freethinker, and the mindset of a victim is a very complex one. And I won't then remove their victim status simply because they go back to their abuser. There is a actual Stockholm syndrome that some people have where you will then become infatuated with your abuser to some extent and go back to your abuser or go to your abuser as if they're your protector, even though they abuse you. Sometimes it gets to a mental
That's
health
true.
issue.
That's true.
And so I won't simply attribute them going back to them being dumb or being a hoe. They're literally a victim, and victims do things that victims do. And sometimes that is going back to your abuser.
All right, look, listen. We got
I mean that
how you how,
I can't
say
disagree
what
with
you
what you
say. Say
say.
what you
And like
say.
I say, it's like I
Nah,
can't
free
disagree with what
thinker.
you're saying,
Fuck that.
Governor.
Stand up,
But
bro.
it's
Drop,
just
drop it.
it's
Drop,
just more or
drop.
less of the fact it's just
Listen,
like
free
it's just
thinker.
equal playing field of accountability.
Free thinker.
And God forbid my daughters go through anything like that. But I do feel like, and forgive the stuff in the background. I'm a father of five around here. But
Nah,
it's
I
like
ain't tweaking. I
it's
ain't
like
tweaking.
the thing about it is it's like there has to be a sense of balance when it comes to assessing situations as such. Because I sometimes I feel like the being the victim is a cheat code to not being held accountable for your actions. Because even and he just said it all night. It ain't no such thing as a perfect victim. Absolutely right. But at some point before you became a victim, it was a line in the sand that you had to cross that led you down this path. And that's why I kind of hold my hat on. Some people make these choices to be in these situations.
Mm.
It's been plenty of times. It's been plenty of times we've been in a situation to where we've had to make the choice between A and B. And I'm assuming us three talking right now.
Have
I'm
you
assuming we,
ever?
we all got a clear record of some shit. We ain't gonna go to trial no time soon. But I
Have
would assume that's
Amen.
based off. Yeah, I would assume that's based off decisions that we've made in the past prior to where we sitting at where we at.
Have you ever been cheated
And I,
on?
I, I use my situation as a prime example.
Yeah.
I'm get I'm getting my ass whooped with child support. But was I thinking about this shit
That
when I was out
that's
here having
that's
unprotected
why you
sex?
ain't got no
No.
compassion. That's why you ain't got no compassion.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be a walking contradiction. Man, why I'm paying all the child support? Why I should have kept my shit in my pants. You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing about it is, if I'm able to look in the mirror and tell myself that, how couldn't another human being do that?
Can
And
you?
again, I'm not trying to justify anybody getting
Yeah.
beat or abused. None of that. I'm speaking solely off just continuing to take that pain. And like I say, Governor, you absolutely right. You may have more knowledge of the complexity of how a victim think, but I mean, I think it would be safe to assume before they became that victim. they at least had some free will to make a decision whether they was gonna fool with a person or not.
Can you hear me,
Now,
free
I'm
thinker?
gonna be
Can
honest
y'all hear
with you.
me?
When you said
Yes,
you know
yes,
you
sir.
got your issues with child support, a black
Mm-hmm.
woman listening said that's why
Oh,
that
can I
nigga
hear
don't
me?
like black women because he got that child support. There was a black woman listening that said
Uh,
that's what that
so
nigga
y'all can't hear me the whole time. I'm sitting up here talking. Y'all can't even hear me. That's
No,
crazy.
but that's a
no, I'm just saying
but
it's a
That's
black
crazy.
woman that said that in her mind. I'm telling you,
hey,
go
you know what
ahead.
I'm saying? That
That's
would be a
crazy.
fair assessment. That would be a fair assessment to make. But I promise you, I promise you, I just hate my baby mamas. But
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
women though.
so.
I love
Okay.
women.
Have you ever been cheated on, Mr. Free Thinker?
Of course, hell yes,
Did you stay?
hell no.
So you left. Okay.
But But I'm too truthful. But I don't care. The truth is truth, and truth got to be said.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got cheated. I got cheated on, but me getting cheated on was justified. I will say that it was justified
Mm.
because I won't say the woman's name because she probably watching this chat but or watching this podcast.
Damn.
But I will admit I was in college.
You was involved with one of the podcast listeners?
Well, I mean, I couldn't see
Damn.
who's listening, but I think you
Damn.
friends with this particular. I think you friends
Damn.
with this particular woman, though. I
I
think
need
you are, if I'm not
damn.
mistaken. I think you friends with her.
Let
But
okay.
I will,
All right. We trying to
I
go
will,
up though.
I
We trying to go. If you ever
hey,
say her name, I'm for it. We
well,
trying to
nah, I
go
ain't gonna
up.
do that. I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But I have to admit, her cheating was justified
Why was it
because
justified?
I'm gonna tell you, I ain't
Okay.
embarrassed.
All right.
So back when I was in college, I had this particular mindset. Ignorant. I take full accountability. I was ignorant. I was stupid. I don't know why I thought that way. I thought, let me hesitate because I know people gonna laugh at me. But I thought back then getting head was sacrilegious. I did not want my girlfriend to do that back then. I did not.
That's why you don't like women, bro. There you
No,
go.
no, it
There you
ain't.
go.
It ain't nothing like that. That one was self inflicted.
Wait. Hold up. So you think? So you got cheated on because you didn't like head?
Dude, let me tell you something. I remember this night vividly. We sitting in the car, and my lady at the time was like, "Shh, be quiet, Bryce." My lady at the time was like, "Taylor, I'm not gonna lie. I find you attractive. This, that, and the third. Like Taylor, like, and she said it verbatim. She's like, Taylor, like, bro, I really want to, SMD." And you would think a player in that moment would be like, "Hey, yeah, come on, what's up?" Man, my dumb ass started a whole argument about you don't respect how I feel. You don't
What?
respect my boundaries. It's stupid, Jay. It's stupid. But this is,
Wait. How do you go,
yeah.
Chris? You hearing this? You hearing this, Chris? Is Chris here?
He
Is
probably
Chris?
he probably shaking his head like this nigga
I'm
crazy.
listening.
So
I'm not.
Chris,
I'm not judging. I'm listening,
no,
but I'm
but
not
Chris,
judging.
listen. How do you go from having so much respect for a woman that you feel like that's
A
like,
whole
Bro,
180.
I
A
and
whole
then,
180.
bro,
A whole
bro, I
180,
look,
girl.
look, look,
That
I look,
child, that
I'm
child
not a
support will do it to you. That child support will
I'm
do it
I'm
to you. But go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
it
not
got
a,
me.
I'm
I'm
not a, I'm
mad.
not a, I'm not ashamed to admit I didn't know head felt that good, bro. I was missing out on. I was stupid. You know me. I used to just think ignorant shit. I used to think
So it
if
was
I
like
just
a
had my
sin.
girl,
You thought it was a sin? Like what you? I mean,
man.
it
Look,
is a sin. It is a
I
sin.
felt that. I felt that if my girl did it, I was degrading. I was degrading my lady. What I look like putting my shit in
Oh,
her mouth. You know what I'm saying? And
how
so when
how
she was,
old? How old were you?
I was, like what? Man, I was like
Damn,
21, 22.
damn,
Yeah,
damn.
21, 22.
There you go.
It was like oh 08, oh 09. Yeah, so I was 20, 21. And so while she's sitting there trying to set the mood, I started a whole argument. And I'm like, you don't respect me, you don't respect this relationship, sounding stupid. And lo and behold, I got cheated on like a week after that. I was like, and I was so mad then, and I
Did
stopped
she?
fucking with her.
Did she get the other dude?
Oh boy, she was blessing that dude like it was nothing.
She never was
The
yours,
dude,
bro. She never was yours. You
well,
went. You
well,
you went
probably,
with your move. You went with your right
well,
move.
probably not. She was
How you
probably never
know?
mine
How you know she was
because,
blessing?
oh no, me and the dude talked about it.
Damn. So you knew the dude.
Yeah, we was all at school together.
Yeah, she wasn't yours, bro. That's crazy.
No, I get that, but the main point is when I got cheated on, it was justified
That
because I was
wasn't that
like,
was
man,
that wasn't justified.
it was justified because dude, if my lady sitting here trying to bond with me on that, why the hell am I starting an argument about that?
I
I'm a
don't think it
square
was
ass nigga.
justified.
This is
It was. I
whoa,
have to.
bro.
I don't
It's
That's
the
think
why
it was
truth.
this
justified.
that's why this the greatest podcast on Facebook. I
I,
never
but eh, but but just objectively speaking, come on now. Let's just be honest. We like, come on now. We like, granted, we done all probably been with a particular person. We in the mood. They ruined the mood. You probably done went somewhere else and got your
I don't
beans
think
pierced.
that I don't think that facilitates cheating on your situation, marriage, relationship, just
Yeah,
because someone doesn't
she
want to
could
be
dump
sexually
you.
intimate.
Yeah. She could
I
dump
man.
you.
don't. If someone doesn't want to be sexually intimate, I don't think that facilitates you cheating on your partner or wife or husband at that point. I don't think that that means that. I think that
Well,
means you have
it
a
probably
conversation. You have a conversation as an adult, but you don't cheat on a person just because they don't want to have sex or engage in a sexual act at that time. In my humble opinion.
that was that was all my fault though. I had to take that. Like somebody really trying to
So
bless you that
he
way, and I
lost he
yeah,
lost a good one. He lost a good one.
man. Look, man, she was like that.
Okay, let me hit the
I,
comments, man. This is wild. Okay, that's why we need
you
to
know,
exercise empathy. Chris deaf against men, but we accept him anyway. Okay.
Oh,
hey,
The first shot Kristen got is finally some. It's finally some to test. Dang, I can't even say the shit. It's finally some
testosterone.
testosterone in the chat.
okay.
Finally, okay.
Okay.
LOL,
Okay.
you gonna stay calling him that, huh? Okay, guys, do y'all think he be getting out? That's why what I like to hear. I don't even know what that means. Some people grow up in a household of abuse and it's considered normal behavior. Fact.
Yeah,
Hello,
that's a fact.
well, are we going to get to the actual politics? No, this is innocent or guilty edition. We ain't even talking about politics. Um, it's understood
Oh, they want to
universally.
hear politics.
Yeah, I ain't know. I did say but I told she probably ain't catch the first part of it. I kind of explained. It's understood universally that women and children are and always will be targeted for abuse. We can't put them in the same category as a man. Okay. The deadliest time for a woman is when she tries to finally leave the relationship. Facts. Okay, so didn't he say that he had a baby on his baby mama? What decision didn't he make to be a victim of child support? Damn.
Oh wow.
Damn. Shot. Hello. Hello.
Oh no, well that's not a child support. It's called accountability. It's called accountability. It's like the thing I just said in the beginning was the simple fact. If I was to complain about child support, I would be a hypocrite based off the way I was living before that even happened.
Oh, you don't complain about it?
Nah, I don't.
Damn.
That when them little $2,000 that come out my check, it hurts
Little
every
is
month. It
crazy.
hurts.
2000.
It hurt. It hurts.
What?
It hurts. It hurts. But at the same time, I have to look in that mirror and I have to be
Uh,
like, I did that to
Oh
myself.
no, you say you like the truth. I think you do complain about that
yeah,
child
I
support because
complain
the
about that.
2000 was coming out my check.
Nah.
I'll be complaining about.
I'll be trying to blow a car up off that, bro. I ain't gonna
Hey, but
All
it's
right,
it's just
Diddy.
lie.
but my thing is though, it's just like with my baby mamas, they with my children more than me. So if my and we stay 1,000 miles apart too. So if my value to help it is financial, I step into that role. Now I'm not paying your bills and nothing, and they probably pay bills with the damn child support anyway. But now if you sit here calling me saying you need your light bill, no, whatever the child support is, I pay. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's what you do. And I don't complain about it. So that lady was sitting there trying to throw a shot. No, ma'am, it's called accountability.
Nah, that was a guy. A guy threw that shit.
Oh, it was a guy? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Whatever. Why would a guy say that?
Mary B says, "Wow, of all the
Why would a guy say that?
The hell you worried about my child support for? You a whole grown ass man. You worried about another man
Well,
no child
he
support.
he can't have an opinion. He can't have an opinion though. Like he can't ask about your child support. What you mean?
No, I'm just saying though. I was just saying though, like what? Like he gonna sit and make it seem like child. He gonna bring up child support. I take accountability for that. You can't hold my truth against me.
Okay.
Chris funny, man.
Shit.
Why of all things this is what you would justify? That's what Mary B said. She was saying you justifying that for cheating.
Well,
When
because of
yo,
the simple fact, I ruined the mood, and it was stupid, man. It was stupid. I was so ignorant back then, man. I was stupid. And like I said, it's tough, and I promise you, I'm not just doing this for the sake of the podcast. As tough as
nah,
I am on people to hold them accountable, I'm just equally tough on myself. I don't think I'm above stupidity and things I hold people accountable for. The fact that my lady wanted to do something, and not necessarily purposely, but I ruined the mood, not communicating in a healthy way. Man, she gonna get her needs somewhere else. Whether she's a hoe or not, that's fine. But at the same time, I wasn't able to get that head, and that was self-inflicted. That was my
Oh my
fault.
God.
That was my fault. That was all my fault.
what the
I pushed them out to another dick, bro, and I deserved it. I deserved it. You
Okay.
wanted to, you wanted
It's
to.
getting a little vulgar.
Oh, I apologize, but I feel like that's just like for me. For some, I can just tell my lady at the time went to bed and was like, "I got a dude who literally started an argument about me wanting the SMD. I got to cheat on this dude, and like I say, rightfully so. I had to take that on the chin. I was mad. I was mad at first, of course, and then we broke up and whatever. But down the line, you know what I'm saying? I kind of was in situations like her to where I'm talking about something with a particular lady friend of mine at the time, and he really did some dumb stuff that pissed me off, and I wouldn't cheat it. So I was just like, I get it, but that's just that's neither here nor there though.
chat,
But yeah, that's
chat. Do I need to grow up? Am I childish? Am I childish? Am I
yeah, you
childish
is.
for thinking this
No,
shit funny as
I
hell?
mean, I'm not trying. I'm not. Well, I mean, it was a long conversation ago, but I think you childish that you won't take nobody to McDonald's on the first date. But that's neither here nor there.
That's crazy. But I lost my mind when you
Yeah,
said it. Uh,
you did. That shit was funny, bro.
Mary B said
That shit was
yes.
so funny.
Mary B says yes. So I need to grow. I need to get a little more, a little grown. I'm gonna put a towel on it. Talk a little more. But okay, okay. This been a great conversation. Uh, what did we educate anybody? I think Chris did. I think Chris educated somebody. I think the free thinker put accountability out there. I don't think nobody caught it. Um, me, I was just hood, man. Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Man,
I don't know.
but my thing about it is at the end of the day, accountability is going to show up somehow, somewhere, everywhere, bro. It will
Mm,
be. And granted, I feel like if people can just hold themselves accountable, the world will be a better place.
mm,
It won't be no
Well,
excuses.
well, and I appreciate that and respect that from you, free thinker. I can respect the fact that you've taken accountability for your child support situation and you
Yeah,
essentially having two kids at the same time with two different women. I respect that.
yeah,
I respect that Tory Lanez has taken accountability and will be in prison for the next 7 to 6 years for the crimes he committed. And I'm thankful that Diddy will be forced to take accountability when he's in prison for the rest of his life, and we'll see what happened with DDG. So I'm glad all the accountability from black men is happening and accountability from black women as well. So shout out to that.
there you go.
yeah. Respect. And I'm telling you, man. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I tell you this. He's gonna be the governor one day. Y'all better pay attention, bro. I don't even believe in politics like that, but I'll vote for him, though. I'll vote for him.
I appreciate that, bro.
I would,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, shit. But that's just the main thing, ladies and gentlemen. I just that's one thing I'm always going to preach to the masses: accountability. That's it, ladies. I promise you, I do not hate women. I do not hate women, bro. I have two beautiful daughters of my own, and I'm going to try my best to give them all the game possible.
Mm,
Because again, I do not want my daughters in situations. I'm gonna want my daughters to know how powerful they are. I'm gonna want them to know that they have free will as well. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I try to give the people out to the world, bro. It's okay. You like, bro. At the end of the day, only person that matters is the person you look in the mirror every morning. the only person that matters. If you hold that person in line, I promise you, you won't go through that much in life. That much. And I strongly believe that's with men and women. Unisex. It goes for both sexes. Hold yourself accountable first. And I
Mm.
promise you, life still gonna life now. Life gonna still throw some shit at you. I got you. I'm not
I
saying
do
we
like her.
above everyday stuff. But it's just like I'm telling you, there's gonna be some days though when you can hold yourself accountable. And I'm not accusing that you or the governor ain't doing it. I'm just saying in general. But what I'm saying is like if you just hold yourself accountable, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you can have a clear way of thinking.
Now, whenever we
That's
need
just me.
accountability, we call him a free thinker.
Hey, trying to tell
Man,
you.
whenever we need a black woman say, we call him Democrat free.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But now that I think about it though, that man do, but he has not said nothing negative about women. Now that you put that on my mind,
He
not that he has
he
to.
would say there's nothing negative to say.
That's
You
not what
think
I would
so?
say. So please refrain from speaking for me. Please refrain from doing that.
Y'all
I
been doing that
appreciate
to
it.
me. You try to group me with
And I
Judd.
did it, and I did it correctly. And I did it correctly.
Nah, you try to
Look,
And
I'm telling you,
like
by
I'm a
time by the time Chris run for governor, I know majority of his votes gonna come from women for sure.
yeah. He got the
The
I
black
women
see
gonna
mama
what
put his
dog.
ass in the office.
I appreciate
What?
the women. It will be for men and women because I will show that I have support for both, but I'm not going to allow black men or any man to not be held accountable for actions against women either. But if you're guilty, you're
No,
guilty.
absolutely,
Then that's all right.
absolutely.
There
But
you
see, I
go.
like that. Yeah, accountability. Yeah.
Oh look, we've been streaming for like 3 hours. That's crazy, bro. That's
So I
crazy.
saw somebody ask about politics. We didn't have a politics pod tonight, but we'll have to have one again soon, I guess, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let you shine with that. It's a lot going on in the White House.
It
A
is.
lot going
Yeah,
on.
it is.
We might have to do one sooner than later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sooner than
it's a,
later.
it's a lot of stuff going on. It's like that now a lot of close and personal with this new deportation law. Like one of my poker buddies got detained at the airport a couple of weeks ago, and I felt bad. I was like,
Was
dude,
he a immigrant? Was he foreign?
nah, he had a green card and everything, but they detained him at the airport over some crap that happened like 20 years ago. I'm guessing it's the process or something. But I'm guessing he was coming back from the Philippines, man, and coming back from the Philippines, and he was kind of going
Hmm.
through customs. They got him. He a
So
green
that's
card
so
holder and
so you
everything.
got so you got what you voted for, huh?
Hey, that was like one time in my life I was like, damn, Trump. But then again, it was just like, you know, at the same time, I'm still aligned with the goat, man.
Well, I'm glad you got what you voted for. Then if they you voted for all the mass deportation, I'm glad you got one immigrant gone. So congratulations to you. I'm glad your
No, no,
voted
no. But
voice is not. I'm
that's the thing.
glad your
No,
voted voice
he
is
was
not
a
for you.
no, he was a green card holder, and he was wrongfully detained, and he's still there. Unfortunately, he still got to go through the process to get out.
But
They said it was. Yeah,
go
I was
ahead.
like, that's bro. I was like, damn.
Hmm.
And it's like, we played poker for years, and it's just like when they said that, I was like, damn.
Well, he'll now be.
Wait, what?
He'll now
Yeah,
be
I'm
playing
dead
poker in
serious.
the pen.
Are you gonna march? Like, are you gonna petition? Like,
Hey, look, man. But I'm gonna wait till he come back and we play cards again, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you knew better, brother.
if
You knew better."
if he come back and you say y'all used to play poker, now he'll be playing poker in the pen until he's deported back home. And these are choices that you made because you did vote for Donald Trump. So I hope he holds you accountable. When you're talking about accountability, I hope your friend holds you accountable because you voted to get him deported. I
yeah,
want you to know that.
he can't vote because he got a green card. Never mind. Damn.
But my thing about it is, I have to be honest. I'm telling you, if he ever bans child support, I'm gonna get the heck. I'm just being honest.
Do you think he would do
I
that?
promise you. I'm waiting on that.
Do you really do y'all really
Hell
think that
no,
white man
he
would
not.
ban
He
child?
not.
Y'all think that?
He not.
Mm-mm.
He not. He not. He not.
He'll leave it up
Well,
to the
you know what I'm saying.
state
I don't
before he do
expect him to
that.
ban it,
Ain't it
but
up to the
I
state? It's
think
up to
they
the state.
Child support
it's
is
all it's all it's
throughout every
all like
state.
Yeah, it's all false information. But I'm just hoping the ones who pay child support can put their children on taxes. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I
Like I
think
said,
that's
he do
fair.
that. Hey,
I think that's fair.
yeah, he do that. But
You're
it's
not
not
taking
nothing
care of
written
the
yet. I don't
child
know
though. Why would you be able to claim the child on taxes?
Why?
because
Why? See,
we
okay,
putting a financial burden
nah,
up for it.
nah. Let me see. That's why I know Chris don't fuck with men. Why?
Wait, so
Why?
are there
Why
not
you?
any men receiving child support? Are there not any
Nah,
men
that's how I
receiving
know.
child
Cause you
support?
said they're not
Are
taking
there
care of the child. Why do you think that?
if
Why do you automatically go there?
wait, let's be clear. There are men that also have the children, the
You
predominant
said
amount of the
he.
time.
You said he.
I never said a
You said that's
gender.
cause he not taking care of the child.
I never said a gender. I said if you're not taking care of the child. But let's just say I did. Now I'm saying
Mm,
anybody could do it. Let's just say I did. Now I'm saying it could be anybody, male or female.
mm.
What I would say is this. Why would you be able to claim the child on your taxes if you don't have the child the predominant amount of the time? That doesn't make sense to me.
I should at least be able to claim it as a like the same way I claim childcare. Yeah, it should be a
I
tax
mean,
credit.
I'm not against a tax credit, but because the Biden Harris administration actually had a child tax credit that the Trump administration said that they would not return to the American people. So I mean, I wouldn't be against a child tax credit at all.
Oh, okay. There you go. See, we could work. We could work it out then. Okay. Maybe you don't hate men as much as I think you do.
Well, I mean, again, anybody can have the child and be the primary parent, man or woman.
Mm.
It just happens to be women most of the time
Oh, yeah.
retain the children.
That's true. That's true. Mary B says, Chris, hurry up and become a councilman so we can boost your political career. Do
I appreciate that.
Do you want to make the announcement now that you sent me, or you want me to wait till later? Remember, you had sent me something about a change. Or you want to?
Oh, I'll just wait till later. It's cool.
Okay, I'm excited to see what it is. But
I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's nothing like grand. It's just something simple.
okay, okay, it ain't okay. You got a AKA tonight, huh? From
You said
free
what?
thinking. He got an AKA tonight from the free thinking. He coined it for you. That's crazy.
Who said that?
The free thinker he kept calling you governor.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
He
nah,
the future man.
nah. Chris is very he the youngest one on here and he talking with the most sense. I'm out here wilding. I'm
I'm telling
wilding.
you, I know his legs crossed, talking like a Barack Obama and stuff.
Think he Barack
They work.
Obama.
They work out.
And I'm just saying, you know how he articulated himself very well. You can just tell people who cross their legs when they talk. I know he crossed his legs.
Oh,
I know you know how you do
Man, what's up,
that
Elder?
little leg fold in the chair. I know Chris be doing that shit. I know he be doing that leg cross. He got his hands doused over his knee. Just like I already know. You can hear it. You can hear that wisdom.
that's funny. They
What?
laughing in the
That's a
chat at that
compliment.
shit.
I
I'm telling you
appreciate
that
it.
you can. Well, I'm saying that you can just hear that wisdom in Chris, and I'm like, he be folding his damn legs, bro.
I
Golden legs
just
is
I can
crazy.
guarantee you.
legs is
If we all,
crazy.
if I can guarantee you, if we all did this like all face to face, his legs would be crossed majority of the podcast.
Dang,
Hands
bro.
together, legs crossed.
I'm gonna
Okay.
start doing that when I talk. Maybe it'll make me talk better. Let me see.
It won't.
Hold your leg. It's crazy. But look, man, I'm about to let y'all go though. Was it anything y'all wanted to say before I let y'all go?
I would just say black people stay encouraged. I know that the Trump administration is actively making legislation that targets minority communities. They had a pardon party the other day where they pardoned two black people, I believe. One was Larry Hoover, and the other was NBA YoungBoy Kendrell. I don't think that really benefited the black community in any way. And I think these consolation prizes that they keep issuing to us really don't transpire the way they think it will. And
Mm.
they think low of us. I think that the Trump administration thinks so low of us that they'll give us the bottom of the barrel to say, well, here you go, little niggers. Take this and this is your gift. But I don't think it's anything positive for us. And I do think more negative things are coming soon on the next podcast that I'm on. Hopefully, it's a political space where I can speak more actively about it. But yeah,
Mm.
just stay encouraged and stay positive.
There you go. Yeah, we gotta pop out with that sooner than later. I think we're gonna do one just me, you, and talking. No callers. We'll let people call in, but we'll just jump straight into it because I feel like the last two really haven't been political.
Yeah, they haven't.
Yeah, so we can get back into Trump's cabinet. Talk about a lot of shit going on. What about you, free thinker? You got any last
Oh
words?
yeah, absolutely, man. Look, I'm trying to tell you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand. Don't hate the man. Just listen to the message. That's all I can tell you. I equally love men and women. I want everybody to flourish. I want my community to flourish. But we can't flourish unless we just take accountability for ourselves. And like I say, and it's just like that's just all it is. Ladies, I promise you I don't hate you. You better believe I'm gonna hold you accountable. And please understand, the shit that I talk is just free game and the uncomfortable truth. That's all.
There you go. There you go. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being guests. This was Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Politics, Innocent or Guilty edition. We'll be back at y'all soon.
Yes, sir.